Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Triton Super High Roller Series here in Jeju, powered by Jupiter at the Shinhwa World. And, we still have the Triton ONE series to finish off one more event, the 15K High Roller, but I've traded in our three other commentators from Triton ONE, and here is Alex Livingston. Welcome.
Randy, it's good to be back here.
Yeah, it's very good to see you transition right. Last time you did our Triton ONE, did the commentary. Now you're a super high roller. I guess you did a good job. What do you think?
Yeah, I got the call up to the big leagues, so we'll see if it stays that way. It's good to be here.
Of course. And I assume you're perfectly fine, not jet lagged or anything.
There's a little jet lag, actually, Randy. I did only get a few hours of sleep last night, but I was happy to hear we're on the early part of the segment today, so feel like, I'll get to bed around 10 or 11 tonight and maybe be fine by tomorrow.
Yeah, so we do have one more champion to crown here in the Triton ONE. This is the 15K High Roller, 6 players remaining. But I do want to touch up on that Triton ONE main event, the 8K, where we did have our eventual champion, Zhao Wenji, playing against Ander Valinas. And, you can see Ander got a little bit more money. They made a deal at Heads Up, but Zhao, our champion, he did phenomenal. There was three-handed play. He made a big call down against Shota Nakanishi when he had bottom pair on God knows how many overcards. But, Zhao Wenji, talk about him.
Yeah, Zhao Wenji, he hasn't had a ton of experience playing these Triton tournaments, but if you take a look at his record, he has played 3 Triton events and he's cashed in all 3. Last year, he cashed. They were all this season actually. The 3K Genesis, the 5K Mystery Bounty, and the 8K Triton ONE main event, which he went on to win. And you can see he had a great winner's photo there, Randy. So he had quite a rail supporting him.
Yeah, it's obviously so important, just to not only have a 100% cash rate, but to win the Triton main event. That trophy is so hard to get, especially the extra large version doing it being the main event. But we do want to give a shout out to the runner-up, Ander Valinas. He's one of those guys we've seen at previous Triton Super High Roller Series. He plays the biggest stakes, and look at his Triton ONE resume. Is that also a 100% cash rate?
That's a 100% cash rate here at Triton ONE, 4 for 4, and I believe he went on to win that series title as well. Is that right, Randy?
Yeah, so he did earn the most points in terms of Triton ONE player of the series. He wins an additional 66,000 that he can use in tournament entries going forward. Just needs to use it by the end of the year. But we know there's an announcement for Triton ONE, another festival in Cyprus coming later this year. Hope to have you there as well.
Yeah, that would be great. I just heard that announcement about Cyprus. It's been about 14 years since I've been to Cyprus, so maybe we'll be making my return again this year.
Yeah, of course. And why don't we just go ahead and take a look at what we have in store now. So I just mentioned we do have 6 players remaining, the 15K enrollment high roller, and we did actually have a total of 490 entries. Building prize pool was $6.8 million. Up top is going to be $1.3 million. And it sees that Bryn Kenny, there was a storyline between Bryn Kenny and Isaac Haxton where it was basically, let me take a look and let you guys see a little bit more better visually. But they were battling over and over again, Bryn Kenny, Isaac Haxton. And then we can see that they're both still in the tournament. Haxton's got 19 bigs. Bryn Kenny's got 6. Biggest names in poker?
Yeah, you've got not just 2 of the biggest names in poker, but Bryn Kenny, the all-time money leader, by a margin of about $10 million over Jason Kuhn, who is probably the Triton GOAT. And then you've got Isaac Haxton, who's 4th on the all-time money list. Bryn's got 5 Triton titles to his name. I believe Isaac looking for his first Triton title.
No, he was. Oh. He won the PLO main as of recent.
I messed that one up.
I'm going to take a little closer peek to Isaac Haxton's profile through the Triton Poker Plus app, and you can see, yes, he does have 20 million in Triton earnings, and Jeju 2 2025. You see that trophy there, September 19th, first place in 100K PLO. We were calling him the very best Triton poker player that doesn't have a title, but no longer is.
I think that's what I was thinking, Randy. Apologies, Ike, on missing that main event main event win. But, yeah, 2 of the absolute all-time greats. And, 4 other very competent, experienced players as well, Randy. So really anybody's game as Paulie V has the chip lead here.
Let's talk about Paulie V. Paulie V does have the chip lead. He's got 33 million in chips, 56 big blinds. And in terms of Triton resume, we can see he's got 4.2 million in Triton earnings. He actually showed up to our Triton ONE, played a main event, got a little min cash there, $16,000. But let me just take a look at some of his bigger scores. See a second place in Monte Carlo in 2024 for 680K. I mean, Paulie V, Lithuania, strong player. We've been saying it a lot, and to have a chance at 1.3 up top.
And Paulie V, I believe, is good friends and maybe study buddies with Alex Ponikovs, one of the absolute great players. So certainly has some talent on his side over there and has the chip lead. So he'll be definitely, I would say, the favorite going in, Randy. But what do you think?
I mean, in terms of chip counts, you always got to take the chip leader. Want to give a little love to Xiang Angyang, who's currently in second in chips, because the story for him is quite unique. He's one of the players that kind of came out mainly for Triton ONE. We are still playing this Triton ONE. And the thing is, he actually had a flight for today. So he wanted to hopefully, finish the tournament yesterday. Then he got a big double up against Bryn Kenny. He had pocket aces against pocket kings. Lots of chips went in there. Bryn Kenny could just laugh, but, got to give the respect. The opponent did have aces, but you can see he's doing all right here.
Yeah, and Bryn took that beat very well. He's seen that before, those 84-16, 82-18, whatever it is, and what a huge pot that was. And I think at one point he wanted to play out the night, but the player said, come on, let's get some sleep. And he said, all right, whatever, I'll catch a flight the next day. So I don't know where he was heading, but he's got bigger fish to fry right now.
Of course, he can win $1 million if he can just ship this tournament with 44 big blinds. Of course, some love to Christopher Nguyen, a cash game expert, making his waves here in the tournament scene, has 28 big blinds. He had a big payday in Paradise. I believe he final table for over like $2 million over there. Manuel Fritz, he's got 12 big blinds. He's someone who's, for me, always remains composed and calm. I believe you got to witness him play before at Triton ONE. Got anything else to say about Fritz?
Yeah, I ran into Fritz at the players' party actually last year and had a nice conversation with him. And it was really interesting hearing about his journey because it wasn't that long ago. He was grinding smaller stakes, and he just worked really hard, surrounded himself with good people, played a lot of hours online, and then also spent some time on mindfulness and things like that. And now he's here playing the highest buy-ins very regularly. So definitely somebody to look out for.
Well, guys, Paulie V is the tournament chip leader. You do have a chance to vote on who you think is going to win the 15K. I mean, you can just open up the Triton Poker Plus app, click that button out there. There's a poll. Paulie V most likely going to win based on chip counts, but we got to look at the talent remaining. We got Xiang Angyang from Malaysia. He's got 44 bigs. Chris Wynn's got 28. I mean, Isaac Haxton, he's got 19 big blinds. Manuel Fritz playing solid, 12 big blinds. Or is it just the GOAT, the all-time money winner on both Triton, on the Hendon Mob with 6 big blinds?
I mean, you can't count him out. 6 big blinds, 2 double ups, and he's right back in it,
Yeah, you know what it is, and I believe we will be sending it down shortly to get this final table underway. Blinds are 300K, 600K, and of course they're playing for that $1.3 million up top with $287,000 guaranteed. The runner-up will get 835K. So let us send it down here from the Leze Casino in Shinhwa World, the 15K Triton ONE High Roller. Ready to watch some poker, Alex?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's just, give a shout out to Triton, the organization, and all the players for showing up and creating this massive field, Randy. 15K buy-in, and we got almost 500 players. And I know there's a 20K starting today as well. So, those price points aren't that different. We could see another big turnout today in that 20K event.
Of course, it's going to be a huge turnout. We actually have the 50K short deck running as well. We do plan on playing this one to eventual champion in Triton ONE, close out Triton ONE for the 14th champion, and then we're going to transition to the final table of that 50K. We also have Henry Kilbane, Kevin Rabichaw on the sidelines looking to take that one home. And then if we have time, we'll cover that 20K that you just mentioned as well.
Yeah, always lots going on here at Triton. And, looking at the names on this leaderboard, it really feels like a Triton High Roller event, doesn't it, with Bryn Kenny and Isaac Haxton. But Triton ONE has done such a good job of getting the players here early to play these events leading up to the Triton High Rollers.
First hand, we see the chip leader raising 9-4 offsuit. Easy game.
Yeah, always just interesting to see how wide the chip leader will flex their muscles early. Certainly his opponent in the big blind feeling some ICM pressure there.
Yeah, I do want to touch up on what you were saying, how this feels like a super high roller series final table. the biggest names out there. You know, the play is going to be crisp, very studied players. You know, even like the previous events, all Triton ONE, there was a lot of strong players out there, but of course there's newer faces. But yeah, transitioning into the Super High Roller Series.
Yeah, you see some cream rising to the top here,
Mhm.
certainly. Isaac Haxton, king, queen off in the cutoff.
Yeah, so he's starting the hand with 19 big blinds. Bryn Kenny's the shortest stack to start this hand, and he's in the big blind. Min raise from Haxton.
Always a little scary just opening into the chip leader when that player has direct position on you, but of course, king, queen, quite a lot of hand.
Bryn's got ace deuce. How do we proceed here? Wow,
Yeah.
he folds.
I think I like that fold, Randy. It feels like just zero fold equity off of that stack size. And, you know, Haxton will have a couple of those Broadway type hands, but pretty much everything else is going to be dominating him. But having said that, you know, the pot odds are kind of compelling when you're getting that short on chips.
Perhaps maybe he felt like Haxton's supposed to play tight, given he's fourth with 20 big blinds, so he's got a lot of dominating aces. Maybe Bryn's more likely to defend against Paulie V, who's the chip leader.
I think that's definitely right, or maybe just shove against Paulie V. I mean, Haxton's opening range should be tight there, and it should be very big card heavy. You're not going to see as many of the suited connectors. Really want to be focusing on the blocker value of the combos he does choose to open.
Okay, folding over to Christopher Nguyen. The Robbie into the muck. And queens for Bryn Kenny. What timing is this with the shortest stack? I mean, he's going to get called so light, right, given how short he is?
Yeah, I think sometimes in these blind battle situations, you do get cute with a hand as strong as queens, but here he's just too shallow to worry about that.
Wow, he says he needs to count with 9 deuce off suit.
2.3.
You know it's bad when he needs to think about it for 3 big blinds more.
So bad.
I'm digging this beard, by the way, that Bryn Kenny is rocking.
It's a new look.
It's a new look. I like it.
Is it close here?
I mean, I think it's a fold. I don't think you fold many hands here, but I think some of the offsuit deuce X combos are in there, but he does call, and it is close always because of the pot odds, of course.
Hoping he had 2 live cards. He does not.
Add another 3 bigs. Should I call?
Yeah, queen?
I think no.
I fold?
I have queen.
Well,
I got queens
suggest
somehow.
he folds, but he called.
Oh, this is scary though versus the natural.
Natural.
And we
It's,
get at least a sweat.
I'll take no.
Natural 11.
Yeah.
Wrong game.
Yeah, he's thinking blackjack.
Yeah, you do want to double down 11 against 2 queens. And that is looking grim for 9 deuces.
This is sweat.
Let's just sweat.
This is, yeah.
Queen of spades. This is sweat.
Queen spade.
Pair of the jack is good.
Pair to jack.
Pair of the 5.
Looking to pair the spades in particular.
Oh! 6 outs now. Wrong song. Oh, Bryn can't look, but he is peeking. Queen or 7 will do it to knock out Bryn Kenny, the one and only. Full double up.
Back.
Sweat it out.
Is a fold? 4 bigs.
Notice Yang Yang deferring to some of the other players at the table, asking if he should fold there, perhaps recognizing he's a little bit inexperienced compared to some of these guys, Randy.
Yeah.
7 bigs I don't fold.
It's a bounty.
I mean, it's just...
You don't like to hear it when you make the call and you ask everyone you should
Okay,
be folding.
baby,
They say,
in it.
yeah. But he could afford to do so with his big stack.
No, I had too many open wounds. I had to reseal them.
Bryn's got the bandages on. Stop the bleeding. He's got 9 big blinds now. Over to Chris, 10-9 offsuit.
Chris, primarily a cash game player,
1.2.
does come in for the open here. I think this is just a function of having two of the short stacks behind him. He also has, of course, the chip leader behind him, does he not?
Chris Nguyen's got direct position on Paulie V.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom
So
But
he maybe is
I
not
think
expecting
call, right? No check. Fold.
Xiong to
Right. So
attack him
maybe,
as much.
yeah, right after Xiong lost that pot, perhaps thinking he's
Like
not
folding.
going to right away go for some sort of light 3-bet and just try to get through the
Maybe
two
nice,
short
Maybe I'm
stacks.
wrong. I think for 3 you have to call for sure.
Yeah, but that's
I think 4 maybe a
half
little
spot,
too
right?
much.
yeah, a little too much.
But add bounty value and
I
it's
mean,
The bounty value though.
it can't be bad, man. Like for
Yeah.
you can call it the hook. Like I don't know.
There you go.
All
You got
that
the math.
can
You
be-
got the math guy right here. So
I don't
it's
know.
fine.
Trust me, man.
So I
Did they
trust
say
him
the
for you.
bounty value?
Yeah.
The value of knocking out Bryn Kenny?
Seems to be some sort of running joke as Paulius picks up
He knows the 4BB
the
spot
sixes
better
here.
I'm not sure about this.
Do sixes have a nickname? You know, most pairs have a go-to.
than me. Can I be like Helmuth?
I can't think
All
what
in.
sixes are.
I don't know what it is, but I do know that ace queen suited is reshoving for Bryn Kenny. And I guess we just run it.
Yeah, I don't think Paulius is going to love it, but it's less than 9 big blinds. I don't think he can
I
fold.
think it's a
No shame to fold.
I think it's a call, and he calls. So Bryn, back-to-back spots to hopefully
plead
get a
my
double up.
helmet.
What a start
to
this would
bluff
be
it.
for Bryn Kenny.
If he holds here, he's up to 20 bigs.
I did say going in, you know, 2 double ups, he's back in it, Randy, but let's not foreshadow.
You'll let us not. Until we see a flop, perhaps, as Bryn Kenny kicks back, waiting for his fate. And that fate is an ace-high board, amazing for Bryn Kenny.
3.
Did he request a 3?
And a battle of the beards here as Paulie V also sporting one.
Let's go.
Always a sweat on the turn for Bryn Kenny. 6 outs.
It will just be our board again. But I want to have our plan.
Okay, river card, please. River card is the king of clubs, and Bryn Kenny,
2.
double-double.
Yeah, what a start for Bryn Kenny. So those of you who voted Bryn as the winner in the poll going into the final table, you're looking a little better now.
You're looking a lot better.
As all of a sudden, Manu Fritz was really anti-sweating Bryn on both those all-ins as he finds himself now the short stack.
That is true, and I think it is important to note that we're guaranteed $287,000. If Bryn had busted, everyone else would have got an increase to $366,000 total. And the pay jumps are quite big, especially with a buy-in of
How do you do it, Bryn?
$15,000.
White magic.
I mean, you said it
White
in
magic.
advance.
Had
Bryn
to
busting
channel
out.
some white magic.
All of the Philhelm of quotes. I guess all eyes on Manuel Fritz now, right?
Yeah, I would say so, as Bryn has just got up to where Isaac Haxton is with 12 million, 20 big blinds.
Let's send the 6s over to Christopher. He's actually going to fold, whereas Paulie V opened them.
Yeah, seems like kind of a nice fold. It's one of those hands that doesn't have good blocker value. He has a lot of ICM pressure now with that middling stack. He's under the gun. I like it as Manuel Fritz picks up. We could have had another 6s ace queen on confrontation, Randy, if he had opened.
It would have been deja vu.
Right.
Is this your first Triton? Other than you went to Bahamas though, right?
Yeah, I played Bahamas like the 100K stuff, but I didn't play anything else.
But you didn't play the main even in Bahamas?
No, I played Bahamas.
Oh, you played
main
like whole
and stuff.
Bahamas, but you never
Yeah,
played
yeah, yeah.
Triton.
Oh yeah, I never played like the only Triton.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, it's not that perfect. Normally, it's like either during online series or.
And it's
in,
quite
like,
the
real.
hat that Manuel Fritz is sporting there, Randy.
Yeah, it is. The baby blue.
Plus now it's probably
Can't
more
tell
fun
quite
for you
what
to
it
play higher
says.
stakes
It
than, like,
says
grind online,
Gucci.
like,
Oh, it's
and-
Gucci.
Yeah.
I only saw
Sounds like
4
Jeju
letters,
go,
but
like, I'm not gonna play this tournament,
GUCC
I'm not gonna
has
go
to be
back
I next, right?
Yeah,
Like they want like most of it, so.
yeah.
I kind of feel a little scammed. I want to see the ace queen battle the 6s once more. But we move on. Bryn Kenny, king jack off suit, UTG min raise.
I'll say all the players at this table strike me as quite comfortable in this situation. Of course, most of them have a lot of experience in these big
Yeah,
moments.
that makes sense, of course, because otherwise you just rather like grind, have 100% of yourself than come like play for low.
Yeah.
Well, I could never, always for me, like I never wanted to play like for low piece for myself ever.
No chance.
Yeah, because I don't have it in my blood.
Yeah.
And that's a good point, Alex.
Yeah, like
Everyone
early
does
on, like,
seem.
when they were having those like such good millions in Vegas, like I even skipped those two because it was like I was gonna have 10%. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I can do that also.
my roll was just too. I was like dusted at the
Yeah,
time, and I was just
yeah.
like, "There's no fucking way I'm winning this for 20 million and
Yeah.
passing for 18."
Yeah, dude, that's the biggest nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. That's why in like the Mill Invitational Triton, I was just like, "Ah, fuck it, whole bankroll all in."
Interested to see how Fritz approaches this. Does he just rip it in, or does he go with min
And
raise?
then make side bets to make sure that I'm all in for my
got
whole bankroll.
Just under 12 bigs.
I think
4 million?
the side bet spot that I had was insane though, because it was like
He's
betting
half all in.
the tournament. Like they were betting on other people, and it was
Yeah, I guess you leave yourself the room to get away if 3 more people put all their chips in or something like that.
Right.
How much is it?
Kind of the modern way of going all in. Bryn would have preferred to see a min raise.
Yeah, he would have got in there.
pretty. And it was like, I kept getting all this action, and I was pretty sure like I had like nut bet here, but everyone's like against the side, so I was like, okay, I have to find someone sharp who like thinks my side's good. So I like write True Teller, and I'm like, hey, do I have like the right side? He's like, hey, I'll take however much I can get on your side. I'm like, okay, bankroll all in, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's good confirmation if you get it from him.
Plus, like there were people betting on like Perkins' team and stuff like
Yeah.
there was like some of the
Still
bets.
just one tournament, right? Like
No, yeah.
it could still backfire.
I mean,
quite hard.
I got lucky. I like min cash with 1.5 starting stacks. Like, I was never all. I just played it like satellite. and then like 1-2 flips at the end of the day, like when ITM, and then just was like average at the final table and then fun it up.
You know what's refreshing to me about this conversation is Bryn Kenny just talking about having huge pieces of himself in these big binds. You know, he just can't
Wow.
sell action for
Yeah.
majority
Enjoy
of
it.
it.
Might not be anymore. That might be the only one.
What do you have? You have strong hand?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
How the fuck?
Good nice.
I was pretty close to mine in the big blind the last time.
Queen Jack suited got the walk. That man's supposed to be on an airplane. Xiang Yang.
Yeah, and I wonder what it was he was intending to do or who he was going to see, but I think he's pretty happy sitting here right now with these guys playing for $1.3 million, that Triton ONE trophy.
Yeah, business meeting got canceled.
Yeah. Let's see if Paulie V decides to open it up. No.
I think it's a byproduct of who's at this final table. You know, if it was lesser experienced players, he might open there, but these guys aren't really going to give away any spots.
All in.
All in from Ong Yang. And all out for 8-5 suited.
Button screw.
So Ong Yang actually kind of getting close to Paulie V in terms of chip stacks, 28 million versus 25. And then there's a drop off to Chris Wen with 15, Bryn and Ike with 12 and 11, and then Manuel with 7 million. So a lot of ICM pressure on those 3 middle stacks in particular.
Yeah, he is closing in on Paulie V. They are also sitting across from each other at this final table.
Wow, that's pretty good.
A little bit less confrontations.
Starts with like 40 people or something. Usually
Yeah,
it's
you never
less,
want to
like,
see
at
the fellow
beginning,
big stack on your direct left. Across feels a lot more
as
comfortable.
all the tournaments will be.
So 3-6 now.
How many people in 20?
Like 40K, 40 people or something to start. More than usual for.
That is because Triton ONE was before also maybe, right? So some
Yeah,
people
still
will
you
leave
get
like
some
in like
stragglers
3,
still
4
in.
days.
I mean, how many is in short deck? Two short
Fritz.
decks,
Yeah,
Pocket
I think
10s here.
Yeah, the short deck. Yeah, 17 left. I think it had
Queen
like
3
40 or 50
offsuit.
or something entries.
Trying to play like a chip leader on a button.
Owen?
There's a 100K short
Easy
deck
game.
Bryn was mentioning that there are already 40 players seated for the 20K
Mike's excited
event,
about that one.
Randy, and that seemed like a big number for showing
Get
up
some
right on
blasting
time.
Yeah, poker players not
Not
normally
known for
showing up on time.
Now, I know that with the new shot clocks, well, chess clock style that Triton has implemented, there are some benefits to showing up on time. I believe you get a bigger time bank.
You do,
And
100%.
that could play into things somewhat. We might see more players taking their seats from level 1. I always like seeing people show up on time, battle those early levels. I'm a level 1 kind of guy when it's a tournament I really want to play.
Nice. Me too. One of the unique features also in the Triton Poker Plus app is you can actually see the chess clock, the tempo clock that each player does have remaining. Even at our final table now, on average, most players have 2 minutes remaining.
Big blind ante, so it's just like such a like a nut peddling game. But now with like big blind ante, and it's like pretty fun.
Haxton 7-4 offsuit.
Mostly post-flop game now.
I think the problem for me is that if I
The nod and fold.
Paxton's been very card dead so far to start this final table.
want to do that, so it's
Even though
like,
like I like to play it, I can't stay for that long.
yeah, I wouldn't like it.
You play WSOP ever or no?
Yeah, I played last year.
You go this year and play?
Yeah, this year I never played the high stakes, so I'll play it this
Oh
year.
yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if you haven't
Yeah,
been.
no,
I
I
think.
just played main last year.
Oh.
And like stuff
This
around
year
that.
you're gonna come for all the high stakes?
Probably, yeah. Did it one time. And
That's a nice like week to play, like all back to back to back.
it's fun, man. So this year's World Cup.
You
so I
get to
can
play like
just
a
watch the World
25K
Cup
heads
stuff.
up too.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like-
gonna be fun.
That's I'm sure that's like the one you're most excited to play.
Yeah, for sure. That's the reason I was like,
Snowman here for Ong Yang Xiang.
Oh, he's up against King Jack suited. That's the tournament chip leader.
Yeah, Pauly V's going to play this hand. The question is, how does he come with a 3-bet?
I mean, both options are pretty good, right?
Yeah, I don't hate a 3-bet just sort of setting the tone, but he does elect to call, which is, of course, fine. Does Chris Nguyen want to see a flop here? Probably not with this ICM pressure. Sometimes these small offsuit connectors do get in there in a chip EV environment, but here I think just staying out of the way makes sense.
Right, final table. And you actually prefer to play that hand heads up, so that maybe you can pair up and beat an ace high. We do have a set of eights for Ong Yang. He used the pre-flop razor. 1 diamond for King Jack. Ace high flop.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what Pauly V does if he faces a small bet with the backdoor diamonds. Does he just concede?
Well, it's 1/3 pot. I think this is going to tell us a lot if Pauly V is going to get in there and try to attack the second in chips, and he will stay away, which is going to close the gap between number 1 and number 2 in chip counts.
Yeah, almost a dead heat now between those two.
Seven deuce, no good. All right, Haxton's got suited 2 gapper. Don't know if he's got the stack to play as
a
a
1D
raise,
event?
but let's see what he thinks.
I mean, there's one flag only, right?
Yeah, well, everything else now is one flight only.
It's always painful folding hands like that, Randy, coming from, you know, learning the game in that kind of live cash game environment. You just love those hands. They feel like nice implied odds hands. Had a big final table with sub 20 bigs, not quite the same thing.
Tournament poker, different animal. Christopher Nguyen, 6-5 offsuit with the limp into Bryn Kenny. Let us see 3.
Yeah, let's see a flop. We haven't seen a ton of post-flop play yet, and, you know, that can be the case at these final tables sometimes.
Okay, I see a queen, a 10, and a deuce. Top pair for Bryn Kenny. Chris with 6-5 offsuit. Looks like he's gonna try to steal this one now. It will never work against top pair.
With such a weak kicker, probably just proceed as call from Bryn here. Doesn't feel like the hand that wants to raise and play for stacks right now.
Yeah,
Keeping the
Bryn's
bluffs.
started the hand of 20 big, so that would seem excessive to raise. And you're right, he just calls, keeping the bluffs. Because how can 6-5 win it?
3 would be interesting, or a 4, right? Any sort of card that gives Nguyen a little bit of additional equity.
So he can win it now. And if a 3 was to drop, Bryn Kenny would make 2 pair.
Yeah, that really would be a disaster. And, you know, Nguyen was probably going to just give up on a lot of cards, but I'm interested to see if he does decide that the 3 and the 4 are just good enough to fire a second bullet.
It's crossing his mind. Can he ever get a 10 to fold? If so, then he's more likely to bet. He thinks it's possible. Makes it 2.2 million.
There's a whole bunch of straight draws, too, that Bryn can have. All the 9-8, Jack-8, King-9. If he didn't raise any of those pre-flop, that all might just fold the turn.
Yeah, that's a very good point, given that those draws are better than 6 high. As played, Bryn still has top pair.
Yeah, I think Bryn just being deliberate with his timing here. Call feels like the play.
Yeah, seems like the only play. And there is the 2 blacks and the 4 golds.
And this pot ballooning to 7.4 million. Bryn only has 7.9 behind.
That is true, north of 1 SPR. Let us see that river card. It's a 10. That's a pretty tough card to multi-barrel on if you're to win, right?
Really, really tough card, I think, because not only does 10x make up a decent chunk of your opponent's range, but also the story you're telling is a little less credible. Would you shove every queen x for value? Probably not. Would you bet every 10 on the turn? Maybe not. All the draws missed. Let's see what Nguyen decides to do. He does have 6 high, which is kind of the argument for some type of bluff here, is that, you know, your opponent can still just have better high card hands.
I feel like if you bluff, you bluff small to
Yeah.
fold out the better high card hands, like you mentioned, maybe like a Jack-9 of clubs, a Jack-8 of clubs that has to continue for flop and turn.
I like that, Randy. Something that just folds out in superior draws, probably thinking that queen x is not going anywhere. He does just give up.
Yeah, just don't blast your whole stack in there and just run into the 10, you know?
Right.
So check, check. So Bryn Kenny winning another pot.
What? So back.
We should start
Fist
now.
bump to his partner. Of course, no fist bump to Chris Nguyen. He just took his chips. I think Chris played it pretty well. Double barrel. His opponent had a top pair. Not much you can do there. But we do have to swap out the dealers. It's time for me to give some love to QQPK, title sponsor of Triton ONE, supporting the game at the highest level, and bringing the action to all of you guys, poker fans around the world. Much love to them. Of course, those are their sponsored pros. Punat Punsri, Danny Tang, Webster Lim, Nishant Sharma.
Nice list of players there.
Yeah, it is. And guys, if you want to see that the blinds are up 400K, 800K, and if you guys are enjoying the stream on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever you watch from, Triton Poker Plus app, do give us a thumbs up, a subscribe. Much appreciated. Free content for you guys, and we have 17 more days of coverage for the Super High Roller Series. 20 champions we're going to crown. But let us finish off this Triton ONE 15K High Roller. The last champion for Triton ONE. Bryn Kenny's on 15 mil. He's going to limp into Ong Yang. That was a very quick check from
I was
King
just thinking
6.
that, Randy. I was thinking that,
I barely saw him check.
yeah, it was extremely quick, maybe kind of turning it a bit face up that he doesn't have a big hand, but of course most of the big hands would just ISO anyway, so.
He's going to stab here. A million straight. Trying to do some damage on Bryn Kenny, but Bryn Kenny is sitting there with the queen. Ace on the turn. I think Bryn likes to see that card. Tap, tap.
And does Bryn go for any value here with the queen, no kicker? Or does he just try to induce another bluff?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. If he is going for value, I guess he's targeting the 9, maybe a king high that's curious.
Yeah,
Bryn's-
you could do one of those min bets or something like that here.
Let's see. Is he around that min bet territory? Oh, it's actually more.
Goes bigger. I think Bryn felt like his hand was just always good there and let his opponent decide if or when he wants to call.
Yeah, that's his problem, right?
Right, yeah.
It's like, I got the best hand. You figure it out. Ong Yang's probably wondering, man, why can't I take out Bryn Kenny? I've got position on him. I've got more chips on him, but he keeps winning pots against me.
Yeah, and Bryn is just all of a sudden up to 18 million, Randy. Decisively in third. He actually probably has the most ICM pressure in a sense because there's 3 stacks around 10 million. At the same time, it's not like those big stacks can go crazy because if Bryn were to double through one of them, you know, those stacks would all of a sudden be the short stack themselves.
Yeah, Bryn currently in third. Average stack's actually 20 big blinds. Bryn just north of that.
Oh, correct? Oh, my bad. All good?
Because the button was too close to you.
Yeah.
You got him, yeah.
Dirty diaper there for Haxton.
Sense.
I
Dirty
thought the
hand.
card is stick 2 cards.
Oh,
A lot of shallow stacks with the blinds gone up.
I like these green cards. You don't see that color super often, but I like it.
It's the little things, Alex.
You know? Yeah. A little flavor.
Bryn, he's a new man. King 8 offsuit on the button is the raise into Manuel Fritz, who's got Queen 10. Fritz started the hand as the shortest stack, but he's basically got the same stack as Isaac Saxon.
Yeah, notice Yang quickly folding 10-8 of clubs in the small blind. And I expect Fritz just to take a flop. He does.
Reasonable fight between these hands. 4.4 is the pot at the moment. See, ace, deuce, 6. Nothing for both. Okay, if we bet here, what kind of size am I going for, Alex?
I think you can just bet very small on a flop like this. A lot of your opponent's ace-x would have just shoved pre-flop. So you can just go for something like a min bet or just over.
Spot on, 900K, and that's a very good point. If your opponent is supposed to jam off their ace-x pre-flop, might as well just bet very small and get the cheapest bluff through.
Yeah, in general, ace-high boards sort of tend to favor the raiser, and it's even more true in a situation like this where Fritz was so short that so many of his ace-x would have just jammed over that button open. I mean, he could theoretically probably jam every ace-x.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of fold equity. First to speak will be Paulie V. Queen 9 suited. Let's see if he wants to get in there. Looks like he will.
Yeah, he still does have a narrow chip lead. He's got a bit of big card value here and just some playability with this combo.
Ace 3 offsuit in the muck and
Ooh.
pocket jacks for Isaac Haxton. He's been waiting very patiently.
He has. He's been quite card dead, but picks up a real premium here and just over 10 bigs. Would expect him just to pile this in, Randy.
Yeah, it's not like aces where you can probably just call and try to trap your opponent. Jack's still vulnerable.
Yeah, getting your opponent to fold some sort of ace or king X hand, or a hand like this queen nine of spades, is quite valuable. And picking up those chips is as well, as Haxton does get that shove through.
Just like that, Haxton up to fourth in chips.
And then he either calls or he folds. But it's like, it was like
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, usually when someone does that, they're usually calling or folding one or the two.
yeah, but he does both.
Yeah, yeah, you've got no idea until the next move happens. It's going to be like an instant one, the next one at least. It's not going to be like, look at it and wait.
Always keep them at the edge.
Just add a little layer to it. It's good.
I just peeked at the Triton Pokeball Slap in the Super High Roller Series. 15 remaining in the 50K short deck. Current chip leader belongs to Makita Badzikowski.
And they are nearing the money there, Randy. Is it 10 spots pay?
I think you know the answer already, don't you? Yes, 10
it's 10.
spots.
If my memory serves me right, as Chris Wen picks up 8s under the gun. Kind of an awkward stack size here with 13, 14 big blinds.
First instinct jam or min raise.
Yeah, exactly. And he does just stick it in, which I kind of like with this hand.
He doesn't want to invite action, right? Because he's not the shortest stack. Obviously, it's a little risky in case someone does wake up with a hand.
This is exactly the kind of hand you don't want to invite action from. This hand will fold to a jam, but would always call him in raise.
Like this, man.
Especially after that look. Man,
Yeah,
it's really
it's just like
I had to picture, so I need to double check.
Players commenting on how Pauly V picks up his cards. They don't know if he's like side call or, gotta fold.
I kind of like that. You know, he's unpredictable.
Yeah.
And if you're tuning in from wherever you are, feel free to shout out where you're tuning in from in the chat. We can shout out all the locations. I know we get viewership from all around the world. People sometimes, you know, this is happening locally mid-afternoon, but some people are tuning in from North America, South America, where it might be
Yeah,
the
let
wee
us know.
hours of the night.
There we go. Let us know. I mean, I think normally when we have like Punat Punsri at our table, we get all of the Thai chat. I'm not sure if
Yes.
they're around, but they probably should be still, because if we look at this phenomenal final table, Brain Kenny, Isaac Haxton, Pauly V, Manuel Fritz, Chris Wynn, and Seong Ong, like, I'd be watching.
Note the 2.5x open size from Ong Yong Seong. And
Yeah.
Haxton picks up pocket 10s.
What's gonna happen when it gets back to Ong Yang? Because I imagine Isaac Haxton always jams with 10s.
I would think so. It's actually, you almost like seeing that 2.5 open size to some extent, because you figure if your guy raise folds, you pick up an extra 400K.
Yeah, extra small
All in.
blind. So he jams. Let's see what the blinds got. Nothing. Oh, that is something. That's
Oh,
ace
wow.
king for Christopher Wynn. And Ong Yang's going to be able to step aside once these chips go in, right?
Yeah, I think certainly the ace king just has to go,
And then,
Wow.
given that I could have some ace jack suited ace queen himself, and
Fold.
this makes things easier for the Malaysian.
Fold.
Yep. Fold, fold, fold.
Wow.
It's go time. Ace king versus pocket 10s. And look at the stacks. 11.5 versus 11.6. Christopher slightly covering 26 million in the middle.
Yeah, since you raised the 2K, probably.
Oh, you
He
had
looks a bit nervous.
Ace Jack. Ace Jack suit.
Can you blame him?
I had jacks.
Slight dog.
Kind of wincing. It looks like Wen just barely covering Haxton.
That is true. Ace jack went into the muck too, so one ace down. Is it going to be German Chris or Isaac Haxton? Ho, ho, ho. Look at that flop. Ace, king, or 10. Interference with the two 10s, of course.
Yang would have taken the lead with that ace jack of hearts.
Good point.
If you fold, I'm calling. I'm calling if you fold.
What's the turn card? The 7
Yes.
of clubs,
Yeah.
and all of those clubs are additional outs for German Chris.
More sweats here.
Third time something comes on the turn, I never.
Yeah. So far. It hasn't had this many,
I mean,
though.
third
There's
time
only
this
like
time.
6 outs each time.
Yeah.
Which way would it go? 5 of hearts, and Isaac Haxton gets the full
Right
double. fading all of
have the
those
same.
outs,
I
Alex.
believe he covers me
Yeah,
by
what a
100
sweaty
if the
turn.
board is right.
Oh, that's 100. I was thinking it was an error like yesterday. Like a rounding error or something.
Christopher Wynn's only got 100K remaining. It's not even a small blind.
Just fucking 2 knockouts.
He's got
When's
0
your mic?
BP, 0% of all the chips
I
at the
think
table.
that-
Rounded down.
Put a
The
triple
face
out.
says it all there, Randy.
Yeah.
Rounded down.
He's still
we wanted to,
technically
like,
here, but he
recall
feels
You know, yesterday the
part of him
commentators
has left the table.
roast me like fuck. Really? Yeah. Everyone sent me they are roasting me like fuck.
Oh, that is so
Damn
disappointing.
fish. Don't know how to play. Holy shit.
And I picked a bad time to
The commentators
ask the
are
audience where they're from,
Yeah,
as we
I
had our
can't
biggest confrontation to this point. You see Ike
I don't know,
now
I didn't ask for names,
takes
but
the
I'm
chip
not
lead.
Triton anymore.
Yeah, he does have the chip lead, doesn't he? And Isaac Haxton also has the most votes on who will win this tournament.
Okay, okay.
They just-
And that was from
they just say
before
I'm,
the final table started, right?
They had a premonition, that is right.
race very bad, sizing.
I will read a couple of these locations. We've got people tuning in from Scotland, Thailand, Costa Rica, New Mexico, Colorado, Australia, Miami, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Florida, New Jersey. Somebody says Antarctica. Not sure I believe that
You
one.
don't want to discourage people to come and like play and things.
Toronto,
Seen
Austin.
crazier spins before, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh no.
a 100K spin is on the table.
I get the big blind ante if I win, huh?
Yep.
You can win the big
Yeah,
blind
10
ante.
10 to 1 spot. 10 to 1 or 11 to 1 spot.
Yeah, that is a nice perk, I suppose, of being this short, as you do get to
Well, the
10x
last
your
one,
money.
but- The 100 chips though is actually worth a good amount. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
where's like 300 chips?
Yeah, it's worth a lot.
One chip and no
Maybe
soldiers
like
behind.
500 is worth even.
Nah, that's
No, too high. 3 to 4.
300,
Yeah.
And Chris
I can't
is
look at my cards now, right?
forced in because he's in the small blind, so he has to play this hand.
Right. But if he does somehow win it and 10x his money, you know, he has a whole orbit to find a hand before he'd have to post that big blind.
He has to hold this one first.
Same exact.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think
this-
anyone's going to play a
I
hand
don't do.
besides the big stacks. And this is that big stack. Tournament chip leader, Isaac Haxton.
Ike with his trademark furrowed eyebrow as he contemplates his options.
It is a bit of a confusing spot. Does fold. Paulie V, Queen 8 of clubs. See if he wants to raise into Bryn Kenny. I mean, Bryn's supposed to play very tight, I would imagine, if the raise does come in.
Yeah, I think Bryn has to play extremely tight, covered with somebody with 100K in there.
Okay, min raise from Paulie V. Chris Wynn's got Jack 8 offsuit. And
Gonna see
another
flop.
8.
Wow, 3 8s out there. Bryn with the best of it.
Chris is thinking, please, no betting from my opponents. Give me a sweat.
I like to not look at my hand in this situation, Randy, and
I don't think he looked.
yeah.
Okay. See a jack. That is very promising for Christopher Wynn, who has the best hand, on pace to stay in this tournament. There's a lot of outs he could lose to.
Yeah, and there's a big enough side pot here that Paulie V may well try to steal this pot right here, and he has the type of hand that could barrel some turns and rivers as well.
Yeah, so he does bet, and you did mention side pot was 3 million, now up to 3.9 with the bet. Bryn Kenny hanging in there because he knows there could be air with the big side pot.
Yeah, 1 over, backdoor hearts. Feels like a little too much hand versus such a small bet, though it's going to be awkward out of position.
Oh, and that is very bad for Christopher Wynn. Queen on the turn, giving Paulie V the best hand. Kenny picked up an open-ended straight draw.
Yeah, Christopher now drawing to a jack and a jack only. Interesting to see what Paulius does here. Wouldn't really want to face a check raise if he does bet, but he does have top pair.
I think it's impossible for him to see a check raise from Bryn Kenny because Bryn never has ace-king by just calling it big, so he can just safely bet. And
I think you're right, Randy.
Yeah.
At the board, his range advantage is too strong here, and even if Bryn has king 9, he probably just plays it as a check call.
I agree.
So when you know you're not going to get raised, then value betting a hand like Queen 8 makes a lot more sense.
Yep. Because he's charging the open-ended, which he needs to do.
I mean, it really is just a lot of hand as well. Top pair, gut shot, kicker that could play on some rivers.
Bryn gonna try to hit. Pot is massive on the side. Christopher Nguyen knows he's unlikely to be good as played at the moment. He needs a jack. No jack, so Christopher Nguyen will be out of the tournament unless Paulie V somehow folds.
Yeah, I guess that Christopher's only path to survival is a Bryn bluff and a Paulie V fold.
Yeah, he's like, come on, Bryn, go for it.
No spade in Bryn's hand. I mean, it is tempting in the sense that you check called the turn with something, right? Some of that something would be backdoor spades.
I think ideally you'd want the king of spades to
I
block
agree.
some of the flushes. Oh, but hold
Bryn
on.
has ideas.
Oh my God, there's a chance we still see Christopher win in the tournament. 5.9 million chip lead. This is an insane hand, Alex.
Is this going to be a big enough size to get Paulie V off top pair, Randy?
But what bluffs does Bryn Kenny have as played? Check call lead. Jack 10-3, Queen 6.
Fold.
He folds quickly. Wow.
Oh my God.
Yes!
He's got the jack.
That was
Bryn.
wild. I think we were talking about that as a possibility without really thinking it was going to happen.
I didn't think that was ever going to happen, Alex.
And that's why Bryn's the GOAT, Randy. I mean, that Bryn finds things like this that other players don't find. He's such a creative mind. He understands that, it looks like a spot he's probably not going to have a ton of bluffs in. He knows that it's going to get to showdown, and maybe psychologically his opponent might fold a little more often knowing he's going to see it anyway. I don't know if there's something to that.
Look, Christopher Nguyen just got the 11X. He's in the tournament. I don't know how he stayed in. The Grim Reaper was sitting there waiting to take him.
I think the whole table
Paulie
is
V.
against him,
Not happy, but, you just have to tap the table there to Bryn Kenny, who...
maybe wasn't good versus.
Is his?
Yeah.
No. Probably not.
And I have to find the bluff too.
Yeah.
You know
Like
how
only that.
mad everyone is right now at the table.
Oh, there's
Could have
no
got a
further.
pay jump.
Well, Randy, just like that, number 1 and number 4 on the all-time money list are number 1 and number 2 in this tournament, as Bryn came in as our tournament short stack and is just 1 million behind Isaac Haxon, who's now our
He
chip
said the
leader.
whole table hates me for that bluff. I said, you're okay with it.
Just nodding, yeah. Yeah, we hate you, Bryn.
And stacks are pretty close. I don't know.
You're
I'm
okay
really
with
happy
it,
you
though.
did it. I kind of wish he had 9 high though.
Well said, sir. Paulie V down to 4th in chips. Felt like that pot just got stolen away from him. Outplayed by Bryn Kenny.
Yeah, I think Bryn alluding to the fact that Ike is happy that the chip leader is no longer on his direct left. Ike getting greedy and saying he likes that it happened, but he wished that he took the shorty out in the process. And
Ike's happy because he's the chip leader with that pot.
I like Ike. He always gives you these kind of matter-of-fact responses to...
Bryn using Paulie V's chips and giving them to Yang. 9-6 offsuit, 3x.
Not gonna raise there. You're gonna jam me. Scared. You're too good. Well, I'm gonna raise there.
That has to be the hand of the tournament.
So worry of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. To find that bluff with no spade in hand, and to get your opponent to just quickly fold a hand that they were value betting on the turn. It's not like he got him off some bluff. He got him off top pair.
Oh, you mean if I jam? You have to call. Nah, I'm not gonna
Of course, top pair just being a pure bluff catcher, but still.
In the 100K stack, which is supposed to be out in
good,
6th
huh?
place.
That's a call.
It has
No,
11x.
I mean, your hand's that good. Like, you need a good hand to call there.
But I don't like it. I always lose. Always lose it.
Such a unique hand. Almost certainly I was thinking, okay, this goes check, check. GG, Chris. You got 6th place. Good run.
Yeah.
No, he's still in.
I mean, if Chris Wen even just goes on to ladder up one position, he should take Bryn out for dinner, let alone if he could somehow come back to win the tournament, as he does pick up a tempting combination here in the cutoff with the King Deuce of Spades with this 1.5 big blind stack.
So he's only got a couple hands remaining before the big blind comes around for him. 287,000 locked up. If he can just hang on somehow, he'd get 366K. He's going to run it here. Big blind is never folding. Bryn's got 8-7 offsuit.
You just feel nefarious ideas always running through Bryn's mind.
Wow.
As he flats here, I think a lot of players would have just folded.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And look, they're trying to gang up on Christopher Nguyen.
Yeah, and Fritz certainly is not going to go anywhere with his ace-6 off.
So does he take the free chance of having multiple players in there to knock out Chris, or does he just isolate it?
I think this is the play, Randy. I mean, I could see the merits to shoving, but his stack is so short that it feels like he might get called a lot anyway.
It feels like there's more value in trying to get Chris out than him
Right.
chipping up and taking the heads up
Come
against
on,
Yeah.
Chris. He's got 2 random cards.
Give yourself 4 guaranteed chances, or 3 players.
Okay, so it's Queen 9-8 monotone. Bryn Kenny's got the lone diamond.
Things a little different here because no side pot, so Bryn doesn't have nearly as much incentive to do anything obscene.
But he's
Although
betting.
here he just bets, I suppose, for value more or less. He's actually going to get the 9 to fold.
Yeah, that is true.
So
Okay.
once again, he actually gets the best current hand to fold.
Bryn's upsetting people in these side pots.
Bryn has done a lot of work on obscure side pot dynamics.
Okay, well, Chris Nguyen needs a king. Diamond would ice it out immediately on the turn. 5.2.
No diamond.
Yeah, no diamond.
No diamond on
king of
No
request.
side.
That's a good.
It is
That's
the
a fair
jack
one,
of
yeah.
spades, so 3 additional outs,
Yeah,
Alex.
one of those offsuit 10s.
Gonna be the first river hit. When the turn hits more out, where's it gonna
How many
continue?
outs I have? 3? 5? That's rough.
5 outs. We're going to lose German, Chris. Yes, we will. That's a flush for Bryn Kenny. Good game.
GG.
Good luck, guys.
Good game to Chris Wen. Big flip there against Ike Haxton. Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
Poker
amazing-
gods just didn't choose him today.
Yeah, amazing chance to
Oh,
run up his stack.
believe it.
Be held there, would have 5.2 million in
cheating now,
chips,
and
but
he's
he's going to have
lost
to settle
already.
for 6,
Give
287,000.
me
By
actually,
far
that's
his
pretty
biggest
crazy.
cash here
that's crazy.
at the Triton Super High Roller Series. This one being his second cash. Good game. Christopher Nguyen. Take a look at some highlights of him playing here at the final table. He actually came into the final table of 9 as the chip leader when we had 9-handed. But he is primarily a cash game crusher. Had a big score in the Bahamas for $2 million. So he has less experience in the live tournament scene, but nevertheless, a good result in the 15K high roller, and 5 remain.
Zhang raising into the big stack here of Ike. What's Ike going to do with this king deuce off? Is this one of those potential 3-bet bluff candidates, Randy, or do you just want something suited? Do you want something a little bit better?
Big little, we've seen it attack
Yeah.
pre-flop.
He just lets it go.
Like just continuing those big blind trash, huh?
Kind of felt like all 3 options were in play there, but maybe calling
You're
is,
doing good in
is
other
not that
positions,
great.
though, so you'll
I
take
am.
it.
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah, the deuce gets counterfeit a lot post-flop.
You know, I met a few China people. Do you know what they call him?
What?
The Harry Potter.
Harry Potter? Yeah, I heard that one.
You get that a
before.
lot?
Oh yeah.
More than 1,000 times maybe?
Isaac Potter.
I've been nicknamed Harry Potter by a lot of different unrelated groups of people, starting with the regulars at the Turning Stone 1530 Limit Hold'em game in 2004.
That's amazing.
I mean, Haxton's have to have the most nicknames.
That's when I could start playing at Turning Stone at the end of 2004. I think the
Yeah.
first time I went there was 05.
I see him pressure kind of off Fritz. He's the short stack by so much
So
now.
many like insanely good poker players that came out of Turning Stone, like ridiculous.
I grew up in
Practically
Syracuse. I was
jam.
playing there in high school.
Oh,
They had a great system. The only time you ever got carded in the casino was when you cashed out chips.
Oh.
You could buy chips just
So you
fine.
just never had-
So you
never
just need to know
cashed
one
out.
person who was 18.
sweet. So you're playing there at like 16,
Only a little bit, mostly 17, yeah.
15, 30 limit already, or you're a little smaller than that?
No, like the 1 to 3 spread limit when I first started. 15, 30 a year later when I was 18. After I'd played a little online too.
How much were you grinding at Turning Stone? Like once or twice a week, or less than that?
Yeah, maybe
more?
something like that. I was playing online more. I was kind of just doing that for fun sometimes. I think there was,
Turning Stone was kind of a fun place.
yeah. I think there was one winter break my freshman year of college. I played like almost every day for a month, but
You been to Turning Stone before? Is that New York? Do you know?
Yeah, that's upstate New York, and I know they were speaking of a lot of good players coming out of there. I believe Sean Deeb got his start there. I think maybe Jesse Lonis as well, among a number of others. I've never played there myself. I played at Foxwoods, which is in Connecticut. I actually went to college in Boston before eventually dropping out in favor of poker. But yeah, you know, a story as old as time. But yeah, I did play at Foxwoods quite a few times. I'd go there on the weekends. I'd grind the 2-5 no limit game. I'd do pretty well typically, and then I would usually lose everything playing blackjack as I waited for my bus to go back, and I would leave, you know, somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 less than I started with because of my blackjack losses.
Maybe a situation here. Ace-9 contemplating against Manuel Fritz. Practical jam. 4.2 with 2.5 back. So Fritz has about 8-9 blinds.
Yeah, it feels just a little too dicey there with the ace-9 off. 2 players behind him as well.
15-30 limit game. You ever play limit hold'em?
Yeah, you know, when I first started playing at my local casino in Halifax, the first few months I was there, they didn't have no limit yet, so it was all limit. I was grinding the 2-4 limit, and then when I wanted to take a shot, I'd play the 5-10 limit, and then when I really wanted to take a shot, I'd play the 10-20 limit. But, you know, my hands were shaking when I played that game.
Yeah, I feel you. I think everyone started at limit hold'em when back in the day there was no limit hold'em, and I think I caught someone saying spread limit, which is obviously some kind of funky variation of limit hold'em and no limit hold'em.
Spread limit exists in a lot of those states that have these betting caps.
Yeah.
So you can only bet up to $100 at a time per street. So a lot of those games will be spread limit games.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that is what they're playing for. $1.33 million up top, $835K for second. Christopher Nguyen, our first elimination with the 6 remaining.
How about you, Randy? Did you start with limit hold'em?
Yeah, have to.
Yeah. Okay.
The 3-6 limit hold'em wasn't 30-60.
But you weren't doing the, you know, when you were doing that 24 table thing you were doing, that was all no limit?
I was a pro then, all right?
Yeah,
In the early days.
Was it 24 you'd play?
Yeah, back then.
Wow.
But in the original days when I didn't know how to play, yeah, it was limit hold'em. Driving to the casino, an hour away.
This Fritz is just picking up hand after hand and getting some shoves through.
Well, he is by himself at the bottom, but he is closing the gap between him and Paulie V. Separated by about 7 blinds now.
Shout out to screen name Gambling Too Much on YouTube, who says Halifax Casino was the first casino I played poker in. That's true for me as well, Mr. Too Much.
Halifax is where? Excuse me?
Halifax is East Coast Canada, Nova Scotia. That's where I grew up. I live an hour and a half from there now. I mean, currently I'm kind of living in Houston, but...
So you're Canadian?
I am Canadian, yeah.
I got that nice guy vibes over there.
Yeah. You know, I am also a dual citizen, so I've got the... I'm only half a nice guy. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, you know?
You 51% or 49. Queen Jack suited. Bryn Kenny. He's actually coming with limp on the button. Talk to me.
This is kind of cool. I mean, this is, again, Bryn just being creative here. Maybe not wanting to raise fold this hand versus a jam. wanting to see a flop with a hand that has good post-flop playability, you should balance this range, of course. You can't always just limp things that can't stand huge raises.
Well, there's a jam from Manuel Fritz, who's looking to take down another pot, and Bryn Kenny did not like to see that.
Yeah, this jam size is actually like he could never call a jam from Yang, of course, and I don't think he can call here either, but he's at least tempted because I think he may feel that Fritz can have some stuff like Jack 10 suited, Queen 10 suited, but I don't know that there's enough of those combos that you can justify calling off Queen high here.
Yeah, certainly crossing his mind. Perhaps the reason he limped the button was to save a big blind in case Fritz did have a hand that has risen. He's standing up.
Yeah, I think you make it a bit more awkward for Fritz to shove as wide as he could versus min raise when you do this limp, assuming you're balancing it.
He's going to run
he
it.
calls,
and this is amazing for Manuel Fritz. Ace-Jack offsuit versus Queen-Jack suited of Bryn Kenny. 21 million chip pot.
What a spot for the Austrian.
Seems like Bryn felt like his limp induced more jams from those hands you might have mentioned, Jack 10, Queen 10. And here we are. Can Fritz get out of the 5th place stack and move on up? King 9-7, so Bryn Kenny could hit the 10 to make a straight. Queen, of course, will still do it.
Pretty good flop for Fritz, all things considered.
Yeah, no spade out there. It's a lone spade, so no flush draw. Just needs to dodge the queen or the 10. Gonna be. And that's a full double up for Manuel Fritz, and good for him to chip up a couple times before getting this full double. Bryn's down to 14.5. Wonder if there's any regret from Bryn Kenny with Queen Jack suited there.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like he was limping to give himself maybe the option to get away cheaper if he did face something like that, Randy. But maybe he just talked himself into thinking that Fritz would perceive the limp to be a lot of weak hands that couldn't call a jam, and maybe he just felt like he could dominate enough suited connected stuff. But yeah, a little bit surprising, I think. Generally, you don't want to be the one calling off with a hand like that. It's the kind of hand that you would see reshoving versus an open.
Yeah, for me, it felt like the reason he limped was so that he can save a big blind in case he gets jammed on. And that was his game plan going into it. That's why he didn't min raise, because if he min raised, then he's getting a better price to call off against the jam from Fritz. But then something just clicked at the last second. It was like, well, maybe he is making a play on me, with those worse jacks or worse queens. And
yeah,
when you see
I
it
think
show
you're
down,
right. He
that's upsetting.
might have had one plan and then just pivoted on the fly, which I think the best players do that, and sometimes you're just wrong.
Yeah, bad timing for him. Bryn Kenny, but he still will play a 15 million chip stack, 14.5 actually.
Is this mine?
I mean, the leaderboard
like
consistently changing.
There's more here.
Paulie V, King Queen.
I guess one more thing to note about that Queen Jack suited, not to justify the call, but that's the kind of hand that can actually be a favorite against small pairs.
Right,
So,
a slight favorite.
Small favorite.
I mean, you can tell based on the way Bryn Kenny called that he wasn't thrilled about it. He was like, let's just run it. But he took some time.
Yeah. So really, kind of bunched stacks at this point, Randy. No clear short stack. No runaway chip leader.
And also, no clear victor in terms of who is going to win this tournament in the 15K Enrollment High Roller. Currently, Isaac Haxon sits at the top of the leaderboard with 27% of the votes. Even Xiangang Yang's come up, 25%. Bryn Kenny's got 23. Paulie V with 19. Manuel Fritz, he needs some votes. He doesn't have a vote yet.
Yeah, and this voting is live. People can...
Yeah, it adjusts based on people bringing in the votes.
Somebody needs to give our man Fritz a vote, especially after that double up, as Bryn picks up pocket sixes and goes to work.
Yep, 1.7. Do check out the Triton Poker Plus app if you want to get your vote in on who's going to win out of these remaining 5 players. Let's see if sixes get any action. So far, no. Queen 10 offsuit in the big blind for Pauly V.
Yeah, I would have to assume he's going to take a flop here.
Flop is coming. Open-ended straight draw, and the best hand belongs to Bryn Kenny. Pauly taking his time. Perhaps it's his type of board in the big blind.
Yeah, I think in theory, you do get to lead boards like this fairly wide, these connected, straighty, low to medium boards. His hand doesn't really have any interaction, right? He doesn't have a straight draw or backdoor flush draw or anything like that. But just on the strength of the board, he decides to target some ace and king high hands.
Yeah, I think it's also because Bryn Kenny off of that stack is not supposed to raise hands that interacts with this board unless it's a
Overpair.
pocket pair,
Yeah,
right?
And Bryn just shoving the sixes. This is kind of nice, right? Because I think that some 7x and 8x hands are just going to fold here, thinking that a lot of Bryn's range will be overpairs, perhaps.
And he probably expects Pauly V, if he just flop like the joint or two pair, actually slipping on over. So the fact that he led makes it less likely he's got something that can really call off the big jam. And, well, we also got big blinds because it's 500K, 1 million. Tight race out there.
Yeah, very, very tight race. Yeah, that was an interesting spot for Bryn. I think a lot of players, especially a lot of sort of today's generation of MTT players, would have just played the turn in position there. They would have just called. Players tend to be a little bit more careful about putting all the chips in, and they want to just see the way boards run out. They want to play their position. But I think Bryn recognized he had a tremendous amount of fold equity there and just took it down.
I think it's a really good point. Because, you know, Bryn Kenny, we've always said it, he kind of plays his own style. Perhaps that's why he has all these big wins for huge seven-figure scores. I mean, once upon a time, I believe we calculated his average cash out of Triton was at least $1 million.
Yeah.
So you got to go for the W, and that's what he's been doing.
And I think if you look at a lot of the players who have had, you know, great runs at various points, names like Michael Adamo come to mind, Jesse Lonis right now, the run that he's on. A lot of those guys, they don't play the way that everyone else seems to play, I guess, is a way of putting it. And I think that they really rely on their instincts a lot. Of course, they try to understand the fundamentals and why their opponents are doing the things that they're doing, but they do tend to just believe in themselves, and Bryn is somebody who unequivocally believes in himself. And I think that's one of the things that has made him the you know, number one all-time player, the GOAT. You could call him the GOAT. Sure.
That's right. Well said, Alex.
Pauly is picking up ace-queen here.
Really hasn't gone his way. He's down to 14 million. Started the day with the chip lead and 33 million in chips.
Yeah, what do you like here, Randy? Min raise and deuce, or just rip it? He does go with the min raise. Feels like the right play.
Well, he's the shortest stack, so he definitely wants to invite action. Players might reshove worse aces. I think when he's in that 10 big blind territory, he probably just open rips, but he did just make it 9 mil. And I stand corrected. Bryn Kenny's average Triton cash is $2 million.
That's wild. So I guess a function of, you know, a lot of that is weighted by that one, what was it, about an $18 million score he had in London?
Of course. But, I mean, I remember looking at him in the Triton Poker Plus app, and he has so many seven-figure scores, and not just in, like, 100K binds. He was crushing, like, 25K binds. Even here, in the 15K high roller, he can get $1 million score if he can convert this one to a W. He's got pocket nines.
Yeah, bit awkward here with nines, Randy. Feels like kind of a lot to shove versus hijack here, given the way the stacks are configured. Maybe he just comes with a flat. He does just move in.
No, Bryn Kenny, I told you. he kind of steps away and kind of does his own thing. Where
Yeah.
at first you're like, it seems excessive if it's 20 big blinds, but play for the top.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of value in getting that suited ace to fold.
Good one. Should be a good one.
I would hope so.
Pot actually moves Bryn to the chip lead.
9 high,
Oh, only 5.
but 2 of them.
I'm gonna give you some more information, Alex.
Okay, hit me.
If you remove Bryn's Triton million score for about $20 million, he has still earned more money in No Limit Hold'em than anyone in Triton history.
Wow.
How about that?
That is, that's quite the stat.
So we don't need to lean on his Triton million
Right.
score.
Yeah.
Like, it might get to the point where I'm like, is Bryn registered? Yeah, I'm not going to register.
Yeah.
Ace Queen suited for An Yang. Got a 9-8 offsuit for Isaac Haxton in the big. It's very meticulous. And that's a call. What is that little rodent over there? Did you see that?
I did. I caught a bit of a glimpse.
I mean, Haxton doesn't really strike me as a card protector guy. And to be fair, he didn't put that little trinket on his cards. Perhaps just watching on the sidelines.
I'm also a little surprised. I thought that Ike had kind of a lucky final table T-shirt that he often wears, something a bit more floral. And I don't see him sporting it. I guess he doesn't do it at every final table.
I mean,
but I've seen him wear, there's this one floral shirt that I've seen him wear quite a few
I
times.
think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saving that for the official Super High Roller Series. Here he has the open-ended straight draw, paired board flush draw out there. He's up against the Royal flush draw. Of course, the Ace Queen has more than just that draw. 2 overs, the best hand at the moment. It's a 10 million chip pot.
Finally, we got big
2.5
blind.
called. Oh, wow. Comment mid-hand, and
I
the
like
best
that.
hand for Isaac Haxton now with that 9.
He's got the best hand, but, you know, if Xiang was to fire another bullet, things start to become dicey kind of quickly for Ike.
If he fires once more, I think the 9-8 is going to the muck, right? Because you can't really rely on hitting the queen to make a straight. A king would be a bigger straight.
Yeah, the queens are really dirty out. You know, the 7 is mostly good, but you have to wonder what the bluffs are. Is your opponent just firing again with ace-king or ace-queen?
That's also a confusing turn card for the ace queen of hearts to bet again, right? Because the
Yeah.
9 interferes with a lot of hands that now connect.
Yeah, and having the ace of hearts in your hand, you know, you want your opponent to have something like a flush draw. You don't want them to have one of those made hands, a jack or a 10 in particular.
If you bet here, you gotta feel very confident some kind of jack is gonna hit the muck. And that's very hard to do, to get your opponent to fold a jack on this run out. So he checks it back, takes the free card, blanks out. The biggest blank in the deck is that deuce of spades.
And maybe this just goes check-check, as Xiang does have a little bit of showdown value with the ace-queen high.
A sliver.
Not a
maybe.
ton,
Not a ton.
especially when you have the ace of hearts in your hand.
To be honest,
Yeah,
I think none.
yeah, no, perhaps you're right.
I guess he beats an ace X of diamonds that check called the flop with the backdoor nut flush draw.
Ace X of diamonds, king X of diamonds, but maybe that's,
Are we reaching?
we're reaching a bit.
But then we also got to think, can we ever get a better hand to fold if we're ace queen of hearts? I don't really think so. But still, it's on Hollywood Haxton.
Ike is considering a small value bet here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He comes for 1/5 pot.
2.1 million.
But again, like you're saying, we really had to reach to find hands that ace-queen can beat, given this action.
Probably doesn't help when you're holding ace queen of hearts. Hard to pick off busted hearts now. But he does not believe,
Ooh.
and that is one of the nicest value bets I've seen.
Yeah, that was nice from Ike.
That's world class.
I think if you're going to call an ace-queen or ace-king there, you really don't want to have that ace of hearts in your hand. Or that queen of hearts even, you know?
Maybe some regret after seeing how thin Isaac Haxton just value bet that one. He probably thought it was a jack or 10, but never 9. But it was at 9. Well played.
So we've got number 4 on the all-time money list as the chip leader, number 1 on the all-time money list, second in chips, and no clear short stack as the chip leader coming in, Paulie V, does have 17 million. Yang now down to 13 million.
I kind of feel like the way the YouTube, Twitch, and Kick watch this stream, they vote based on who's got the most chips. Isaac Haxton's got the most votes.
Fritz now on the board.
Oh, Fritz is on the board. Got some fans out there. Haxton, he's there with ace-9 offsuit. I mean, he's got 27 million, 27% of the votes. Is that a coincidence or what? All in, looking for the steal. Scan and fold.
Still in the short deck? Still in short deck? Just busted?
Not sure who Bryn was talking to about the short deck event. I'm going to take a little peek. Oh, we got a little time. The short deck has 14 remaining. Michael Jang at the top. Makita in second. Winfred Hughes in there in third. Elton Seng, Stephen Chidwick, Ding Biao. Just every big name you can think of. Paul Paul's on the bottom. And you mentioned, I believe, top 10 make the money there. So they're grinding it out. We will crown a champion here first before pivoting over to the 50K short deck.
And just checking in briefly on the 20K no limit as well that is underway that started earlier today. 92 entries already. We've got Alex Ponikovs on top.
Yeah, Ponikovs. That one obviously will grow. Every single player here will be willing to get in. Hold on. Paulie V's got Queen 9. He's jammed 14.7 million. Bryn Kenny's got Ace 8 offsuit, makes the call. And we've got a 30 million chip pot with Paulie V at risk. Wow.
Huge spot here. Bryn came in here as the tournament short stack. Could take an overwhelming chip lead.
That's a big move from Queen 9. Because Paulie V hasn't won a pot as of late. Try to force this one in. Ran into the Ace 8, but 2 live cards. A chance to send Bryn Kenny back to the bottom of the chip counts. Let's see. Ace King 7. And that might be the end of Paulie V unless he hits some perfect cards. Looking amazing from Bryn Kenny. Just needs no queen or 9 to lock it up, which he does. Good game, Paulie V.
And you can see the frustration on the face of the Lithuanian there. Came in as the chip leader. Does finish 5th. Still collecting $366,000 for his efforts.
Here's 15.
As
right
all players left are now guaranteed $466,000.
By a lot.
Yeah, it has to be
think that's
such a
exactly
disappointing final table there for Paulie V. Came into the chip lead with 6 remaining, had 33 million in chips. I can't really recall him winning any key pot. He got bluffed by Bryn Kenny when he had the queen.
Yeah, that was really the critical one.
Yeah, that's one he's going to be thinking about and playing back. And could he have made that call? Thought that Bryn Kenny was never bluffing, which he was, but he will have to settle for 5th. Does have 1 Triton title in the 25K silver main for $1 million.
Protect your limp
Maybe next
would
time,
be my
Paulie V.
guess. Like, you hate calling, but it's like,
Yeah, I think you gotta.
but can you really limp fold it for 12 and a half? I mean, it sucks too that you have to like play all in there.
Can you
4
change?
players remaining.
Give you the
Yes,
greens.
sir. You on yellows?
Yeah. The yellow bring me lucks.
We got
Oh,
the
perfect,
banker
'cause the green's
changing
blue.
chips.
Really?
That's Bryn
Yeah.
Kenny.
Look, as soon as I got a green, like,
You have a green hat. Sorry? Oh, I owe you.
Overwhelming chip lead belongs to Bryn Kenny. He knows how to close out a tournament.
And Bryn was discussing that limp call with the Queen Jack suited there, Randy, mentioning that He hated it,
Lucky
but he
penguin
felt
is
like,
back,
given the
finally.
price, he did have to call.
Lucky penguin.
Interesting one for
Top
sure.
range.
Oh,
Oh.
a
Okay.
snap call.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Queen 9 suited into pocket queens.
Talking about the lucky penguin, I guess.
Lucky penguin. Doesn't need any luck. He's in great shape with pocket queens.
So earlier at this final table, it was Bryn with the queens against the 9-deuce off of Xiong. Tides have turned here, as it is the
think they're
Malaysian
gonna
with the
sweat for
queens
you, though.
dominating the queen
no,
nine
no,
of
no,
Bryn.
no, no,
Like,
no,
there's
no,
gonna
no,
be a
no,
sweat
no.
for you. These are always the ones that feel, it's like it feels
Yeah.
too safe.
Yeah.
Check 10 deuce.
I don't know that much.
All diamonds.
I'll take a gutter. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll take Jack 10 deuce, all diamonds.
I'm sure
Very
it
happy
feels
with that one.
very safe right now. In terms of pre-flop, will there be some danger? Not much
Two
danger on
backdoors.
King 8-3. Guess we're looking for
Will we
spades.
give you a sweat?
No, no, no,
Good
no
straight
sweat,
draw.
no sweat. Pavel, no sweat.
No set. No sweat on request.
No.
Oh, is that a sweat,
Perfect,
Alex?
a sweat.
It's a little
Let me
sweat,
prepay
Randy.
too, like some more magic.
10 and a 10 only for Bryn.
Oh, how it's such a sweat. You feel so sweaty.
Yeah, I feel so
Ah.
sweat.
Oh my God, what a sweat.
He's looking at his opponent. All right. Is there a 10? Nope. You can relax now, Ong Yang.
Breathing a sigh of relief.
You keep running super hot against me and fuck me, huh?
Yeah. You're my coach. I have to
Okay,
learn.
nice
I
of you.
learn,
Very nice of you.
Yeah.
You just wake up like cooler every time and
Yeah.
fuck me, huh?
then you take
You
from
wouldn't be in
there.
this. You keep dumping chips to everyone else. If it wasn't for me, you'd be out of
I
this
did try my
tournament.
best.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
didn't coach
you
me
should,
enough.
You should be thanking me.
Yeah.
I'm
Of
saving.
course.
I'm saving your tournament.
You have to be the number. Yeah.
I keep saving your tournament.
Thanks to you, man.
Wow. Good spirits, those two.
Back to fighting zone.
Yeah. I'll rest again. That's your job.
That was a little needle from Bryn Kenny. Why are you giving everyone else chips and then take them
Yeah.
from me?
As Bryn did run his kings into Young's aces yesterday in one of the biggest pots of yesterday's coverage.
That is true. Almost forgot about that. I mean, Haxton's, of course, happy because he is the chip leader with
Ooh.
aces.
Yeah. A lot of reasons to be happy right now if you're Isaac Haxton.
What would make him happier? Someone giving him action?
2.
2 mil and 6s for Ong Yang. He's in the small blind. I feel like the big blind he would always call, but here it's a little tricky.
Yeah, and he just lets it go. I don't mind that. Given the stacks, what do you think, Randy?
I like it because I feel like your hand becomes more face up. Big blind can attack you. You never have the strongest parts of your range to flat the small blind. It's hard to play post flop. Oftentimes you just bleed an additional 1.5 BBs if you
Button's
don't
good.
flop a set.
Yeah.
There's definitely a necessity for you to preserve your stack when you're in the middle, right? Because you don't want to bleed down and become a short stack and just forced to play no hands, you know?
Yeah, and too deep there just to move in with the sixes. I think, you know, if you're a little shallower or if the open comes from the button, you start
It's
thinking
good.
about reshoving some of those pairs, but I don't think that was the spot for it.
No need to be desperate off of that stack.
It's like super free roll
Yeah.
here.
Another queen nine of hearts for Bryn. He had the queen nine of spades earlier.
He's going to try once again, this time with a pre-flop raise.
Ooh,
from
and
the
queen
cutoff.
nine also there for Young.
Yeah.
I'll take you
would
just
not like to see
keeping
a
to
flop.
wake up with unplayables in the big
Well,
for
this one
500.
is kind of playable for Haxton, ace deuce.
Yeah, we saw Ike just fold the king deuce off earlier in a similar situation.
We've got exercises going on our left.
Again, you can consider a light 3-bet here. You're unblocking some of those raise folds that come from the middle card regions.
Right, like the 9.
6.2.
Yeah, and he does find it this time with the ace deuce.
I think the ace really helps blocking a lot of hands that can play back at you, whether it be bluff or value. Well played, Haxton.
You just couldn't keep folding the unplayable, so you had to 3-bet
Still
it, huh?
unplayable. Just
I was
couldn't
gonna
take
say-
it anymore.
Wow,
Just,
and he
yeah,
shows
you
the
just had
deuce.
enough.
Take it anymore.
It's a new Haxton.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I ever recall Ike showing a card in a situation like that in the past. This is kind of like, you know, Tiger Woods in the later stages of his career, showing a few more smiles, you know, in the heat of competition than he might have in his early days.
I have to confess, I do not watch golf, my friend.
No? Then you don't know that the
But-
Masters is only around the corner, Randy.
Yep, I have no interest. Some interest here, 10-7 suited. This is a bit out of line from Ong Yang, but he would like to just take one down pre-flop. He got it through. Average stack is 25 big blinds at the moment. Still anyone's game, in my opinion.
Completely agree.
Okay, 7-5 of clubs. Tournament chip leader, Isaac Haxton.
Yeah, and does Haxton feel like he has a big enough chip lead that he can start opening hands like this? No, he decides the characteristics of the hand are not
Oh.
good enough.
Running good.
Can you expand on the characteristics of the 7-5 that doesn't want to raise?
I think, again, in these final table situations, you just value, you know, high card blocker value over things like suited connectors that have more of that
2026, what are you? Got
deep
the
stack
pretty
cash game,
win,
implied
got the
odds kind of feel.
Haxton,
First Triton series.
Yeah.
Feel like
I
four
still
cash?
think it was
Four
close.
two
7-5 suited
dips.
there.
Holy shit. Or,
4 cash?
yeah.
Particularly with
Okay.
Young
Don't you
being
cash
the
every
most
tournament?
inexperienced player at the table, being in the
There's
big
only been
blind.
like,
Yeah.
no, there's been maybe 10 or something.
Around 14 on the 10K.
Oh,
Main is like 60. And Mr. Bao.
But I think Ike just deciding his chip lead isn't big enough
try
to
to
do
meant
some
for
of that
me.
big stack stuff that we
Maybe.
see sometimes with different configurations.
Well, we've got an open from Bryn Kenny. Ace-4 suited better properties to open with, having that ace blocker. The hands that can fight back. Fritz has got Queen 8.
Yeah, this feels a little bit close from Fritz, but he is looking like he's going to defend.
I mean, he can beat some hands that open on the button. You know, 2 life cards in this instance. Let's see, a 4. A 4?
A 4.
Trip 4s.
Exactly what the doctor ordered.
I was speechless for a second. Didn't expect to see another 4. Bryn's like, man, I've got so much hand. Let's just check it back. What's the worst that can happen? I've also got the nut flush draw now.
I think kind of a cool check back there from Bryn. I think most people just defer to range betting this board, but he just crushes the board so hard that he says, why not let my opponent hit something or maybe make a play at the pot on certain turn and river runouts. It's not like he's ever going to have to fold on any runouts.
I think it's a good point because he's kind of expected to bet the 7-4-4 rainbow.
I mean, imagine that, you know, if he had bet, Fritz's hand would have folded. Now you've given him a chance to hit an 8 or a queen where he's guaranteed to lose some chips.
The delayed bet will win it.
Yeah, I think a cool play there from Bryn. Again, just very creative player. And Randy, just zooming out a bit, how cool is this that in this 490 entry, $15,000 Triton ONE event, we have 2 of the top 4 all-time money leaders still alive.
That is very, very cool. And what's also cool is our title sponsor, QQPK. Give them some love, helping us making this event possible. In our final event, the 15K Triton ONE High Roller. A lot of love being shown from the players like Punat Punsri, Danny Tang, Webster. They joined our Triton ONE tour. Nishant Sharma as well. It's, I believe it's the biggest field we've had in
You
a
get a weapon?
15K, 490 entries.
Yeah, that sounds right. And, you know, we'll see what this
Registered
20K
weapons.
gets.
It'll be big.
It'll be big, and then we've got 25s, we've got 30s, we've got 50s, we've got
We only
we've got
go
a lot.
up.
We got a lot of poker
We
left
also
to be
got-
played.
We also got the PLO that you love.
Yeah, we got PLO, and you know, I was looking at the schedule. There's a 30K half event. I'm really looking forward to covering that one, Randy.
I don't know if you know, but Triton ONE also had a PLO as well.
You know, I found
You
out
should've
a
came
little
out
too
earlier.
late, but here's the problem. I was in Houston with my fiance, and we had just moved there. We're there for a few months, and I'm already leaving her for 20 days to come work with you. You know,
would have been a sick one.
a few extra days. I didn't want to do it to her in a new city, so I sat this one out. But the FOMO was real, and there's a chance that you see me in some of those Triton ONE PLO events in the future, certainly.
Don't forget, we are going to Cyprus in November,
wrong
so
color.
Right, yeah, so
leave that block open.
let's keep that on the table.
You heard Bryn actually say that it would have been tough if you got put to the test of ace queen
6
there.
mil fold, I would have been a lot happier with.
It was live. I had a viable one.
Axon 10-7 offsuit. Does have to be worried about Bryn Kenny, who's up to 27 big blinds now. Brings in the limp. Queen Jack suited for Bryn Kenny. And a snap check back. I guess it's one of those hands you want to raise fold pre-flop.
Yeah, I think in a chip EV environment, you would see a lot of raising with a hand this strong, but also sometimes nice to have hands like this in your check back range, and some of the stuff you would have folded out, you now dominate.
Probably would have folded out the 10-7, which now makes bottom pair. But don't be results oriented. It's all about the whole strategy. Let's see, what does Haxton want to do? He wants to check. Green's going to adjust his seat mid-hand. Okay, he's comfy now.
See, this is what's cool about Bryn. He doesn't necessarily subscribe to all these things that the new age of player does, right? If he wants to fidget in his chair in the middle of a hand, he's going to do it.
I think most of the newer age players would just like hold on and wait to the end. The hand ends and then start fidgeting, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to give away anything if possible. They won't drink a sip of water if they're desperately dehydrated mid-hand.
There was this trend for a while, and I haven't seen as much of it lately, but where people would always put their arms under the table. I always thought that was interesting. It seems to be kind of a dying trend.
Yeah. I see all arms on the table here.
Yeah, I would think that Ike might be one of the players who would implement that if that was.
Yeah, but arms
Still.
under the table, has to be bad posture, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I can't really think the arms are giving away that much, but what do I know?
Yeah, I don't exactly got guns either.
Meanwhile, this has not been the most riveting development as this is checked down, and we may just see another round of checks with that king hitting the river.
Right, no pair for Bryn Kenny. I mean, what can 7x get paid off by? What, just the 4? Probably worries about the king.
5 seconds. Check.
5 seconds and a check. I mean, no pair looks all right.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of showdown value. Certainly your opponent could have some worse queen jack high, or just decided not to bluff with something even weaker.
No. It's actually turning the queen jack high into a bluff. He's repping that he hit the king. 1.6 million. What is Haxton going to do with 4th pair?
Yeah, this is interesting, specifically trying to target those 4x, those 7x. It is credible, right? I mean, king high is a hand that would check, flop, and turn at a very high frequency.
But
No
Haxton does not believe.
I had a 7.
He's the best. Well played, Haxton. Got to give it to Bryn still, that hand that he realized Queen Jack was probably not good. But if he didn't get the 7 to fold, I guess Haxton's not folding any pair.
Yeah, Ike has been known to get a little stubborn over the years and makes a nice call there.
Has to be king or nothing, right, as played for Bryn?
I think so, yeah. And I think most people, you would think the nothing would be a little weaker than Queen Jack, which maybe has some showdown value, but you know, nice call there from Ike. These two have obviously played copious amounts of hours against each other over the years. And does our man Young just get a walk here?
TBD.
3.5.
Is that a walk?
That is not a walk. That is a 3.5.
Bryn's like, this guy can't wake up a hand every time in the big blind when I make a move.
6.
Oh, sounds like the blinds are up. Just when they get a little bit of breathing room, or shrink them down.
I'm getting inundated with golf questions now in the chat.
-4, baby.
Try to keep things relatively on course, but yes, I have played Glen Arbor. That's a
What
golf
time is it now,
course in the
like 2 o'clock?
Halifax area.
No
Yep,
way.
no idea what that is.
Tell you later.
Please do not tell me about it.
45.
No more
Wow,
needs to
what
be
a
said.
bad gauge of time that was.
1.2 million big blind now.
Can we take a break after this level? Thank you.
Sounds like a break will come at some point after this level. Pocket 8s now for Ong Yang. He's sitting on 20 big blinds. Fritz is in the big with 10 big blinds.
No shame in folding. You've received 2 walks already today.
That was hilarious.
That was good. Certainly not going to be folding this hand. I think he's just deciding if he wants to rip it or do anything else. Does he want to ever limp?
I don't think he should limp. I feel like Fritz has got a lot of incentive to just take the free flop. So he's going to make it 5 mil.
Yeah, I think you're right, and the hand is just a little bit vulnerable despite being so strong. Just taking down that 2.4 million in blind and ante is quite nice.
So he's basically asking Fritz for him to put in the rest of his stack. He's got king deuce, so he's got no fold equity.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit close with the suited king. I think, you know, with the ICM considerations, you do just fold this hand, but it's not a. It's definitely worthy of some consideration, Randy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 million.
I mean,
The question is, why did he take so
the
long
green
to
ones are the
raise
good
to
ones.
5?
Right, and
They're
can
really
you
the
read
good
anything
ones.
into
10x
5
the
versus
yellows.
just all in? Also, does the 5 maybe look a little stronger?
We don't know. What we do know is Ong Yang's having
500K.
amazing performance here.
Yeah.
First ever
Yeah.
Triton.
Richard, do you guys have the Malaysia flag? What? You guys have Malaysia flag? If I win this,
Inquiring
I
about a
need flag.
Malaysian flag.
He already thinks he's going to win this tournament. Does he not realize who he's up against?
Yeah.
That one
Bryn
is
Kenny,
me.
Isaac Haxton, and Manuel Fritz.
You got to love the confidence, though, and you kind of have to
Only 2
love the
steps away.
spirit of this guy. He's been the most talkative and most animated player at this final table as he picks up the weak ace on the button, comes in with an open.
Yeah, he is living the life. This is his very first festival, and he's ran into pocket 9s.
And I think Ike just wants to rip this one. Not the type of hand that wants to 3-bet small, too much hand to flat.
I think a good point, too, is that Ong Yang doesn't really strike me as a guy to play back at you with a smaller pocket pair. So
Right.
maybe we can just shut out an ace-10 that doesn't want to call off, right?
Yeah,
Ace-jack.
yeah, I think you're exactly right. Maybe against some players you would consider going small to induce, but very happy just to take that one down there as Ike and add to his chip lead.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, though, this is Ong Yang's first Triton stop ever. Has 3 cashes outside of this event. You know, got a 14th place for 38K, but by far his biggest cash. And he was supposed to be on a plane home today. And here he is, 4 remaining with how much guaranteed? Do you know? 466,000.
Not too shabby off a $15,000 buy-in.
You know what's better than that? 1.33 for first.
Yeah. And I'm sure we're going to see some of the players who had deep runs in this event who maybe were intending just to come for Triton ONE, taking a shot in that 20K. And if that goes well, who knows? Maybe, you know, the sky's kind of the limit with these progressive buy-ins, and it's a very smart way of scheduling.
Yeah, if he does end up winning, he might delay his flight once more to jump into that 20K.
Right.
For now, though, he's got top pair against bottom pair of Bryn Kenny. $1.5 million is the price.
I like the speed with which this guy plays, too, Randy. Reminiscent of Ludwig Oberg.
Who?
It was a golf reference.
Okay, God. I was like, should I know this poker player?
I'm onto a theme now.
Yeah, you are. I wish I could help you. Is that a hole-in-one? No. That's all I got for you. He's 3. Is it going to bet again?
Yeah, kind of classic situation where on the one hand, you want to get, you know, value and protection. He does just go with the bet. I think another nice thing here is that you're just not going to get raised very often, sort of similar to what we were discussing on that Queen Jack 10 board earlier.
Yeah.
Coach.
For now.
Hey.
Or the
the
battle's
right?
still early.
Not the next event.
Oh no, I mean today. This tournament's still early. Still got chips over here.
Too late, bro. Too late.
Ah, we'll see. We shall see.
We shall see.
Fritz is starting to get a little short here. 7.5 bigs. Blind's about to hit him, and he picks up an ace.
This is the new under the gun, the cutoff. Big blind next hand.
6.5.
Raised 6,500,000.
And sticking consistent with this theme of raising just a little bit less than all in, leaving room to get away in some extreme scenarios.
No need, because he collects the whole pot. Fritz has already got $4 million in Triton earnings. Actually cashed the 5K mystery bounty here in Triton ONE. Got 13th in that one.
Yeah, he had a big score, Fritz did, in the Bahamas a few months ago. Believe that was his biggest score. He came 3rd place in the 100K main event there for $2.3 million.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Too shabby.
Not too shabby. Yeah, this hand is quite bad, but he is facing a limp from the small blind.
And he's actually ahead.
Oh,
Hard,
the
hard,
silver
hard to know
lining.
that.
Very nice.
Good check.
He's trying to trap his opponent
Yeah,
because he's
you know,
ahead.
keep that weak stuff in.
Yeah, keep their weak stuff in. And that weak stuff is no longer weak. It's bottom 2 pair. And hastily betting. Hoping his opponent's got a king.
Yeah, I think a hand that strong, maybe check would have been kind of nice. Keep Fritz's weakest hands in.
Yeah, with 2 pair, I guess you have less combination of pairs that your opponent could have. I would have preferred to
Easy.
check. but
Gaska.
he's
Brent,
feeling
what
good.
language do you speak beside English? Just English?
I can get by Spanish.
Oh, you can speak Chinese. You can speak Spanish.
I can get by.
What's get by?
Like I can understand and like I can get by. Like I can, you know, figure out where the restaurant is. Like hold like a semi.
Who's talking shit about you? Who? I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Well, you can kind of tell in any language when someone's talking shit about you.
Really?
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know what he means, like the sort of the
Especially
Maybe
if
just
it's,
tone,
non-poker
body language
players,
and the
usually they
tone.
give, like, everyone
Oh,
has
Fritz has got
tells.
queens.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of
Usually they're,
queens
like,
at this
looking
final.
at
Now,
you, they're saying, like,
queens
it's
maybe
faster
is strong
speed.
enough to do something other than just rip. Maybe you limp this.
Yeah, can he limp?
Aggressive
He's got
words,
9 million back.
I think you have to be very careful in these situations. You have to sort of figure out how many hands am I really limping off of this stack depth. Especially against someone as good as Ike. He does decide just to rip it in, and I quite like it.
I think it's mainly because he isn't really ever limping here off of 8 bigs.
Exactly.
So I guess strengthen your jamming range.
I think this is one of those spots that for years people would always just shove, and now people are finding more creative limps off of perhaps sub 10 or 11 big blinds, but maybe 8's kind of that threshold where, you know, he's going to get called by enough weak hands anyway. He's going to get called by tons of King X, some
And
Queen
here's the
10
thing.
suited.
Since it would look so strong if he was to limp off of that stack, I dare say that Haxon's good enough to see a king and be like, you know what? I'll take a free flop.
Right.
Because you might just have the goods.
Right, whereas if he just, you know, shoves, he gets called by King 7 suited or King 10 off, certainly.
Raise 2,400,000.
Angyang is stepping out here in the cutoff. King 4 suited. It's working.
I like the way the dealer announced that raise. It was very...
I missed it.
No,
What did he say?
He just had a nice accent. He said, raise. I can't do a British accent. I'm not even going to try. But
Yeah. Wow.
listen for it.
You really failed me there, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know why that caught my ear.
Probably a race off. The hundreds are gone after this level, or no?
I couldn't say because it doesn't possible.
It'll probably be 1.5, 1,
10, 15 next level?
I would guess.
2 blinds for 3-6.
I think probably will be, yeah.
Sounds like maybe the 100K chips will be getting raced off.
Pass.
Sorry, not the 100K chips.
Me and you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, the
The
100K,
100K chips.
Me and
Yeah.
you.
Okay, it's that time. Your very first
this
mystery hand, Alex Livingston, and it's going to
Are
be
you prepping or you're scared?
blind versus blind confrontation.
One of the
Okay,
two.
yeah, I always enjoyed these last time I was here at Triton
Option
ONE.
C,
He
I'm
said,
scared.
are you trapping?
You mean
I'm
your hand
scared,
is
so I
scared.
checked back. 10-9
No,
off
you're too
suit.
scared. There's just not much going on right now.
So Bryn's got 16 million in the stack. 1.2 is the big blind, and it's ace 10-3. Angyang with the 10, but it's Bryn reaching for chips.
Bet 1,200,000.
It's a min bet. He plays fast. There's the call.
Yeah, both these guys play pretty fast.
See if we can break down Bryn Kenny's range as the 7 of hearts comes in on a turn. And if you guys are in the chat, do put out your guesses on what you think Bryn Kenny's got. We love your participation. What we working with right now for Bryn?
I mean, it's a cop-out, but it really could be so many things, right? It could
Can he
be-
have an ace?
That's the sort of the tricky one. I think his weakest aces would mostly want to just jam pre. So
Okay.
if he has an ace, I actually think it's a stronger one.
So like ace, king, ace, queen?
Yeah.
Well, he's double barreling to 3.4 million.
And then, you know, on the 7 of hearts, now there's so many draws available that if he was betting some random hand on the turn, or on the flop, he could have picked something up on the turn. Any initial thinking, Randy? Any
Look,
leans?
That's why I sent it to you, because it's very difficult blind versus blind. Angyang doesn't believe there's an ace. That's why he calls again with the 10. Let's go into a river card. River card's a blank. It's a 4. Sure, 5, 6 get there, but in general, a safe river card. Assuming you think the 10 is good. There's a pot size bet remaining if Bryn Kenny wants to exercise that option.
Yeah, I mean, if he jams here, it's probably ace-king or ace-queen if it's a value hand, or some really funky 2-pair. Like, I mean, I don't know what 2-pair
I
is
don't
going
know
to
what
be,
2-pair
right?
it
It's
is.
really hard to figure that out. Like
10-3?
10-7, which
7.6.
is blocked.
Okay, so he's betting 7.6 million. A lot of his chips. And now the grunt.
It's a really ugly spot for Yang here.
Especially when he thinks
River.
Bryn is jamming a lot of aces. Pre.
I mean, 5 deuce did get there, 5-6 did get there, 4x hands picked up some showdown value.
Ace, 2.
5 seconds.
What are the bluffs that you beat? You beat Broadway cards that limped.
I guess.
I mean, some 9-8,
Let's
Jack
do
9. I mean,
He's going to fold. What does Bryn Kenny got? Queen,
Queen
6
six.
offsuit,
I'll show
the
you one.
No, no, no,
GOAT.
no,
One card.
no, no, no. Ah, that is fine. That is fine.
2 cards.
oh, hits him with the 2 cards.
Is that Queen 6 of clubs?
Queen 6 off.
Wow, what a hand from Bryn Kenny. All-time money winner, number 1.
I mean, that's why Bryn's the GOAT, right? He had a
Thank
combo
you.
that I wasn't
Thank
even
you.
considering.
That's the only way I
He
can win
just
a
had
pot
the
against
stone
you.
nothing on the
What
turn.
else am I supposed to do?
Did anyone
Good
get it
luck on
right
this
in the
whole
chat?
line there.
And he said, what else am I supposed to do? I
You
love
can put
that.
that in though if you want. Good card for me on the river.
Yeah, terrible, terrible river.
Good card, yeah.
Good card, the 4. Was that GTO approved? That's Bryn Kenny approved.
Tough call there with a 10.
Tough call,
You
right?
have like a very tough call.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call.
Very, very tough call there. And it changes so much of the tournament if you call in it wrong is the other
Yeah.
thing too.
And even though it seems hard for Bryn to have an ace, I think he's probably thinking it's hard for his opponent to have an ace when he checked back, right? So it's kind of this battle of chicken.
That is true. I feel like Ong Yang almost never has an ace. He probably would have ripped into Bryn Kenny, and that's what makes the hand very tough. And
But look at this.
he's got kings to play back.
Now,
at
kings
Bryn
are
Kenny.
so strong. Bryn did open 2.5x. Yeah, kings are so strong that he does want to make a non-all-in 3-bet.
Wow, this is annoying for Fritz. He was looking to get it in there against the button open of Bryn Kenny. King, queen offsuit.
Yeah, and Fritz, you know, the problem is even if your opponent is bluffing here, a
Oh,
lot of
got
those
it back.
bluffs are ace high. You're
That's
actually
bluff.
still behind.
Well, not really, not close to getting it back of if you call the river. No.
I couldn't call
You got like
You played too well there. I think you played too well there.
Oh, thank you.
I think any river I'm calling.
You bluff me here or what? Tilt or no?
Yeah, tilted, but I'm not sure is it a bluff. But I'm definitely tilted.
But you probably, if you're not sure if it's a bluff, then you probably can't call a shove.
Yeah,
I
he
might
can
to call it.
No, I don't think so. You couldn't
We're
fold the
looking
ace
for
4
some-
off,
info.
something like that.
I have it, no worries.
You had it?
Some creative speech play there from Ong Yang, but now saying he had it.
Yeah, he couldn't keep
Feels
the
like
story
it.
going
Plus, I'm gonna
forever.
have a strong hand there 'cause I'm
Too
very
honest to the
calling
face.
3B always, so I have like at least a.
Oh, you should get it in.
Oh, you might have me dominated then. You had an ace or no? Oh yeah.
King queen, yeah?
Woo, woo. Good. Thank you for the 3-bet. King Queen was not one of the ones I wanted to see.
And while letting them know he had king queen, that would have got it in against the
So
Bryn
blessed,
Kenny
running
Open.
so hot in final table.
Quickly looping over to the 50K short deck leaderboard. It's Michael Zhang on top with 4 million, which represents 133 antes. The game is measured in antes. 13 left, 10 pay, so they are nearing the money there.
Ong Yang with
I
jack
just don't
9
want to play
suited.
Isaac. I can't beat Isaac.
You seem like you want to play with him. You keep opening.
Anyone is not good enough. Just Isaac.
Some jokes being sent out.
Doesn't want to play against you, but opening more as second in chips versus the chip leader than anyone I've seen. You're a funny guy.
Yeah, thank you. After this tournament, I'm funny and rich.
I like that.
That's why he was asking for the Malaysian flag.
Yeah.
Fritz has got king jack suited. For sure, your girl, she needs to expand her wardrobe since she's got such good style. So you gotta make more money.
Yeah. I also need a title to cover up my
for
autistic.
Japan shopping spree.
6.2.
Raised to 6 million.
I hope she doesn't hurt the stream.
2/3 stack in there for Fritz. Ace queen for Bryn Kenny, and this is gonna be all in. There it is.
Yeah, nowhere else to go for Bryn.
Sixes for Anyang, but I don't think he can continue with this action ahead of him.
Feels like too much heat with sixes.
Announce fold. Fritz is calling.
I'll take it.
I got 6. Should I call here?
6?
No. No.
Don't troll them.
It's a few.
Oh,
It's
no.
a few
But
down.
it's, I think, call right. It's.
Uh,
I think minimum it's.
Eights is getting much closer.
It's, I think I snap called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. As Anyang is asking questions, we do have to see the King Jack versus Ace Queen Fritz. He's got 9.1, looking for 20 million chips. And he's on pace to do that. Jack 5 deuce.
Yeah, he said I'll take it when he saw Bryn's hand. About the best shape he could be in against a calling hand, barring the flips.
What do we
Ace
want?
Queen on request, and
perfect.
That's a good
three.
one.
Idea.
Just like a 10. Even better.
Slightly better, yeah.
One better.
Very good card for Bryn Kenny. Can he river it to knock out Fritz?
And he does.
3.
GG.
Good luck,
That
guys.
is
Surprise.
pain, Alex.
Yeah, that is pain as Manuel Fritz eliminated in
Good game,
fourth
bro.
place.
Played well.
$466,000.
Yeah.
Great showing from the Austrian.
Wow.
You guys want to do and play like for the top?
Wow, wow.
On the top?
Fritz
Do you guys want to do?
so close to
then
having 20
play for
million in
somebody on the
chips. There you said it. Fourth place for 466,000.
You can think
You've been
first.
happy with
You
his
can
play,
pick if
Alex?
you want.
Yeah, I think he played very
How
solid
about we take a break
throughout.
now, since it's
Yeah,
in
let's
one
have a
hand
break.
anyway.
10
and we're down
Hit
to
a
three
couple
players.
ladders.
Well, take a look at some highlights from Manuel Fritz, the Austrian, the online tournament crusher. He has many online trophies in his cabinet, but no live one. It's so close in the 15K Triton ONE high roller. Does have that standout performance. $2.3 million payday in that 100K main event. That was in paradise. And 3 remaining. And look at those chip counts. 29, 27, and 26 big blinds.
And look at those names.
Isaac Haxton, Ong Yang, the guy who was supposed to be on a flight here today, who is still here. Bryn Kenny, 26 big blinds. With a nice hold, the ace queen. Welcome back to the booth. Randy Liu alongside Alex Livingston. And we're down to 3.
Yeah, down to 3, and it's been a lot of fun. Ong Yang, kind of the wild card here with these 2 goats, and it's been fun watching him. He's just been asking them questions. Should I have folded this hand? Should I have called this hand? And he's just really enjoying the moment, and it seems like everyone at the table is having a good time. It's been pretty lively, and they're playing for a lot of money, Randy.
They're playing a lot of money, 1.3 million. Well, Ong Yang will be able to have a 20-minute break that we're going to send it down to and discuss some hands and try to figure out what to do. So let's send it down.
Here is where legends reside. Only a few stand in the spotlight.
Humphreys just won his 5th.
But most begin at a different table, a stage of its own. A path you must take. The distance to the top isn't talent. It's the path. QQPK, your new poker path.
The best players don't leave chips sitting on the table, and you shouldn't leave crypto sitting still either. With Jupiter Lend, put your crypto to work. Earn passive returns or borrow against what you own without having to sell a thing. It's your crypto. Make it work for you. Just use Jupiter Lend at jupe.ag.
Many of the suited connectors really want to be focusing on the blocker value of the combos he does choose to open.
Okay, folding over to Christopher Nguyen. The Robbie into the muck. And queens for Bryn Kenny. What timing is this with the shortest stack? I mean, he's going to get called so light, right, given how short he is?
Yeah, I think sometimes in these blind battle situations, you do get cute with a hand as strong as queens, but here he's just too shallow to worry about that.
Wow, he says he needs to count with 9 deuce off suit.
2.3.
You know it's bad when he needs to think about it for 3 big blinds more.
So bad.
I'm digging this beard, by the way, that Bryn Kenny is rocking.
It's a new look.
It's a new look. I like it.
Is it close here?
I mean, I think it's a fold. I don't think you fold many hands here, but I think some of the offsuit deuce X combos are in there. But he does call, and it is close always because of the pot odds, of course.
Hoping he had 2 live cards. He does not.
Add another 3 big. Should I call?
Yeah, queen?
I think no.
I fold?
I have queen.
Well,
I don't think
suggest
somehow.
he folds, but he called.
Oh, this is scary though versus the natural.
Natural.
Can we
It's,
get at least a sweat?
I'll take
Natural 11.
Yeah.
Wrong game.
Yeah, he's thinking blackjack.
Yeah, you do want to double down 11 against 2 queens. And that is looking grim for 9 deuce.
This is sweat.
Let you sweat.
This is, yeah.
Queen of spades. This is sweat.
Queen spade.
Pair of the jack is good.
Pair the jack.
Pair of the 5.
Looking to pair the spades in particular.
Oh! 6 outs now. Wrong song. Oh, Bryn can't look, but he is peeking. Queen or 7 will do it to knock out Bryn Kenny, the one and only. Full double up.
Back.
Sweat it out.
Is a fold? 4 big.
Notice Yang Yang deferring to some of the other players at the table, asking if he should fold there, perhaps recognizing he's a little bit inexperienced compared to some of these guys.
You got the math guy right here, so it's fine.
Trust me with that.
Did they say the bounty value?
Yeah.
The value of knocking out Bryn Kenny?
Seems to be some sort of running joke as Paulius picks up
He knows the 4BB
the
spot
6s
better
here.
I'm not sure about that.
Do 6s have a nickname? You know, most pairs have a go-to.
Can I be like Helmuth?
I can't think what 6s are.
I don't know what it is, but I do know that ace queen suited is reshoving for Bryn Kenny. And I guess we just run it.
Yeah, I don't think Paulius is going to love it, but it's less than 9 big blinds. I don't think he can fold.
I think it's a
No shame to fold.
I think it's a call, and he calls. So Bryn, back-to-back spots to hopefully get a double up.
What a start this would be for Bryn Kenny.
He holds here, he's up to 20 bigs.
I did say going in, you know, 2 double ups, he's back in it, Randy, but let's not foreshadow.
You'll let us not. Until we see a flop, perhaps, as Bryn Kenny kicks back, waiting for his fate. And that fate is an ace-high board, amazing for Bryn Kenny.
3.
Did he request a 3?
And a battle of the beards here as Paulie V also sporting one.
Oh. Always a sweat on the turn for Bryn Kenny. 6 outs.
It will just be our board again. But I want to have our plan.
Okay, river card, please. River card is the king of clubs, and Bryn Kenny, double-double.
Yeah, what a start for Bryn Kenny. So those of you who voted Bryn as the winner in the poll going into the final table, you're looking a little better now.
You're looking a lot better.
As all of a sudden, Manu Fritz was really anti-sweating Bryn on.
Seven deuce, no good. All right, Haxton's got suited 2-gapper. Don't know if he's got the stack to play as a raise, but let's see what he thinks.
I mean, there's 1 flag only, right?
Yeah, everything else now is 1 flight only.
It's always painful folding hands like that, Randy, coming from, you know, learning the game in that kind of live cash game environment. You just love those hands. They feel like nice implied odds hands. Had a big final table with sub 20 bigs, not quite the same thing.
Turn and poker, different animal. Christopher Nguyen, 6-5 offsuit with the limp into Bryn Kenny. Let us see 3.
Yeah, let's see a flop. We haven't seen a ton of post-flop play yet, and, you know, that can be the case at these final tables sometimes.
Okay, I see a queen, a 10, and a deuce. Top pair for Bryn Kenny. Chris with 6-5 offsuit. he's going to try to steal this one now. It will never work against top pair.
With such a weak kicker, probably just proceed as call from Bryn here. Doesn't feel like the hand that wants to raise and play for stacks right now.
Yeah,
Keeping the bluffs.
Started the hand of 20 big, so that would seem excessive to raise. And you're right, he just calls, keeping the bluffs. Because how can 6-5 win it?
3 would be interesting, or a 4, right? Any sort of card that gives Nguyen a little bit of additional equity.
So he can win it now. And if a 3 was to drop, Bryn Kenny would make 2 pair.
Yeah, that really would be a disaster. And, you know, Nguyen was probably going to just give up on a lot of cards, but I'm interested to see if he does decide that the 3 and the 4 are just good enough to fire a second bullet.
It's crossing his mind. Can he ever get a 10 to fold? If so, then he's more likely to bet. He thinks it's possible. Makes it 2.2 million.
There's a whole bunch of straight draws, too, that Bryn can have. All the 9-8, Jack-8, King-9. If he didn't raise any of those pre-flop, that all might just fold the turn.
Yeah, that's a very good point, given that those draws are better than 6 high. As played, Bryn still has top pair.
Yeah, I think Bryn just being deliberate with his timing here. Call feels like the play.
Yeah, seems like the only play. And there is the 2 blacks and the 4 golds.
And this pot ballooning to 7.4 million. Bryn only has 7.9 behind.
That is true, north of 1 SPR. Let us see that river card. It's a 10. That's a pretty tough card to multi-barrel on if you're to win, right?
Really, really tough card, I think, because not only does 10x make up a decent chunk of your opponent's range, but also the story you're telling is a little less credible. Would you shove every queen x for value? Probably not. Would you bet every 10 on the turn? Maybe not. All the draws missed. Let's see what Nguyen decides to do. He does have 6 high, which is kind of the argument for some type of bluff here, is that, you know, your opponent can still just have better high card hands.
I feel like if you bluff, you bluff small to fold out the better high card hands, like you mentioned, maybe like a Jack-9 of clubs, a Jack-8 of clubs that has to continue for flop and turn.
I like that, Randy. Something that just folds out in superior draws, probably thinking that Queen X is not going anywhere. He does just give up.
Yeah, just don't blast your whole stack in there and just run into the 10, you know?
Right.
So check, check. So Bryn Kenny winning another pot.
South America, where it might be
Yeah,
the
let
wee
us know.
hours of the night.
There we go. Let us know. I mean, I think normally when we have like Punat Punsri at our table, we get all of the Thai chat. I'm not sure if they're around, but they probably should be still, because if we look at this phenomenal final table, Bryn Kenny, Isaac Haxton, Paulie V, Manuel Fritz, Chris Nguyen, and Xiang Ang, like, I'd be watching.
Note the 2.5x open size from Ong Yong Xiang. And Haxton picks up pocket 10s.
What's going to happen when it gets back to Ong Yang? Because I imagine Isaac Haxton always jams with 10s.
I would think so. It's actually, you almost like seeing that 2.5 open size to some extent, because you figure if your guy raise folds, you pick up an extra 400K.
Yeah, extra small blind. So he jams. Let's see what the blind's got. Nothing. Oh, that is something. That's ace king for Christopher Nguyen. And Ong Yang's going to be able to step aside once these chips go in, right?
Yeah, I think certainly the ace-king just has to go, given that I could have some ace-jack suited ace-queen himself, and this makes things easier for the Malaysian.
Yep. Fold, fold, fold. It's go time. Ace-king versus pocket 10s, and look at the stacks. 11.5 versus 11.6. Christopher slightly covering 26 million in the middle.
Yeah, since you raised the 2K, probably.
Oh, you had
he looks a bit nervous.
Ajax suit.
Can you blame him?
I had jacks.
Slight dog.
Kind of wincing. It looks like Nguyen just barely covering Haxton.
That is true. Ace Jack went into the muck too, so 1 ace down. Is it going to be German Chris or Isaac Haxton? Ho, ho, ho. Look at that flop. Ace, king, or 10. Interference with the 2 10s, of course.
Yang would have taken the lead with that ace jack of hearts.
Good point.
If you fold, I'm calling. I'm calling if you fold.
What's the turn card? The 7 of clubs, and all of those clubs are additional outs for German Chris.
More sweats here.
Third time something comes on the turn, I never.
Yeah. So far. It hasn't had this many.
I mean,
though.
third
There's
time
only
is
like
the
6 outs each time.
Yeah.
Which way would it go? 5 of hearts, and Isaac Haxton gets the full double. Fading all those outs, Alex.
I believe he covers me
Yeah,
by
what a
100
sweaty
if the
turn.
board is right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 100. I was thinking it was an error like yesterday. Like a rounding error or something.
Christopher Wynn's only got 100K remaining. It's not even a small blind. Such a unique hand. Almost certainly I was thinking, okay, this goes check, check. GG, Chris. You got 6th place. Good run.
Yeah.
No, he's still in.
I mean, if Chris Wen even just goes on to ladder up 1 position, he should take Bryn out for dinner, let alone if he could somehow come back to win the tournament, as he does pick up a tempting combination here in the cutoff with the King Deuce of Spades with this 1.5 big blind stack.
So he's only got a couple hands remaining before the big blind comes around for him. 287,000 locked up. If he can just hang on somehow, he'd get 366K. He's going to run it here. Big blind is never folding. Bryn's got 8-7 offsuit.
You just feel nefarious ideas always running through Bryn's mind.
Wow.
As he flats here, I think a lot of players would have just folded.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And look, they're trying to gang up on Christopher Wynn.
Yeah, and Fritz certainly is not going to go anywhere with his ace-6 off.
So does he take the free chance of having multiple players in there to knock out Chris, or does he just isolate it?
I think this is the play, Randy. I mean, I could see the merits to shoving, but his stack is so short that it feels like he might get called a lot anyway.
It feels like there's more value in trying to get Chris out than him chipping up and taking the heads up against Chris, who's got 2 random cards.
Give yourself 4 guaranteed chances, or 3 players.
Okay, so it's Queen 9-8 monotone. Bryn Kenny's got the lone diamond.
Things a little different here because no side pot, so Bryn doesn't have nearly as much incentive to do anything obscene.
But he's
Although
betting.
here he just bets, I suppose, for value more or less. He's actually going to get the 9 to fold.
Yeah, that is true.
So once again, he actually gets the best current hand to fold.
Bryn's upsetting people in these side pots.
Bryn has done a lot of work on obscure side pot dynamics.
Okay, well, Chris Wynn needs a king. Diamond would ice it out immediately on the turn. 5.2.
No diamond.
Yeah, no diamond.
No diamond on request.
That's a
It
good.
is
That's
the
a good
Jack
one,
of
yeah.
Spades, so 3 additional outs, Alex.
Yeah, one of those offsuit
Gonna
10s.
be the first river hit. When the turn hits more out. Where is it gonna
How many
continue?
outs I have? 3? 5? That's rough.
5 outs. We're going to lose German Chris. Yes, we will. That's a flush for Bryn Kenny. Good game.
GG.
Good game to Chris Wen. Big flip there against Ike Haxton. Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
Poker
amazing-
gods just didn't choose him today.
Yeah, amazing chance to
Oh,
run up his stack.
I believe it.
Be held there, would have 5.2 million in
maybe
chips,
now,
but
and
he's going to have to settle for 6,
Game
287,000.
is-
By
actually,
far
that's
his
pretty
biggest
crazy.
cash here
That's crazy.
at the Triton Super High Roller Series. This one being his 2nd cash. Good game. And 3rd, Elton Seng, Stephen Chidwick, Ding Biao, just every big name you can think of. Paul Paws on the bottom. And you mentioned, I believe, top 10 make the money there. So they're grinding it out. We will crown a champion here first before pivoting over to the 50K short deck.
And just checking in briefly on the 20K no limit as well that is underway that started earlier today. 92 entries already. We've got Alex Ponikovs on top.
Yeah, Bonikovs. That one obviously will grow. Every single player here will be willing to get in. Hold on. Paulie V's got Queen 9. He's jammed 14.7 million. Bryn Kenny's got Ace 8 offsuit, makes the call. And we've got a 30 million chip pot with Paulie V at risk. Wow.
Huge spot here. Bryn came in here as the tournament short stack. Could take an overwhelming chip lead.
That's a big move from Queen 9. Because Paulie V hasn't won a pot as of late. Try to force this one in. Ran into the Ace 8, but 2 live cards. A chance to send Bryn Kenny back to the bottom of the chip counts. Let's see. Ace King 7. And that might be the end of Paulie V unless he hits some perfect cards. Looking amazing from Bryn Kenny. Just needs no queen or 9 to lock it up, which he does. Good game, Paulie V.
You can see the frustration on the face of the Lithuanian there. Came in as the chip leader. Does finish 5th. Still collecting $366,000 for his efforts.
Here's 15
as
right
all
here.
players left are now guaranteed $466,000.
By a lot.
Yeah, it has to be
think that's
such a
King Jack.
disappointing final table there for Paulie V. Came into the chip lead with 6 remaining, had 33 million in chips. I can't really recall him winning any key pot. He got bluffed by Bryn Kenny.
I think probably will be, yeah.
Sounds like maybe the 100K chips will be getting raced off. Sorry, not the 100K chips.
Me and you again.
Yeah, the
The
100K
100K chips.
Me and
Yeah.
you.
Okay, it's that time. Your very first
Is this
mystery hand, Alex Livingston, and it's going to
Are you
be
prepping or
a
you're
blind versus blind confrontation.
One of the
Okay, yeah, I always enjoyed these last time I was here at Triton
Option
ONE.
C,
He
I'm
said,
scared.
are you trapping?
You mean
I'm
your
scared,
hand's
so I
scared.
checked back. 10-9
No,
off
you're too
suits.
scared. There's just not much going on right now.
So Bryn's got 16 million in the stack. 1.2 is the big blind, and it's Ace 10-3. Ongyang with the 10, but it's Bryn reaching for chips. It's a min bet. He plays fast. There's the call.
Yeah, both these guys play pretty fast.
See if we can break down Bryn Kenny's range as the 7 of hearts comes in on a turn. And if you guys are in the chat, do put out your guesses on what you think Bryn Kenny's got. We love your participation. What we working with right now for Bryn?
I mean, it's a cop-out, but it really could be so many things, right? It could
Can
be,
he have an ace?
That's the sort of the tricky one. I think his weakest aces would mostly want to just jam pre. So
Okay.
if he has an ace, I actually think it's a stronger one.
So like ace, king, ace, queen?
Yeah.
Well, he's double barreling to 3.4 million.
And then, on the 7 of hearts, now there's so many draws available that if he was betting some random hand on the turn, or on the flop, he could have picked something up on the turn. Any initial thinking, Randy? Any
Look.
leans?
That's why I sent it to you, because it's very difficult blind versus blind. Ongyang doesn't believe there's an ace. That's why he calls again with the 10. Let's go into a river card. River card's a blank. It's a 4. Sure, 5, 6 get there, but in general, a safe river card. Assuming you think the 10 is good. There's a pot size bet remaining if Bryn Kenny wants to exercise that option.
Yeah, I mean, if he jams here, it's probably ace-king or ace-queen if it's a value hand, or some really funky 2-pair. Like, I mean, I don't know what 2-pair is going to be, right? It's really hard to figure that out. Like
10-3?
10-7, which
7.6?
is blocked.
Okay, so he's betting 7.6 million, a lot of his chips. And now the grunt.
It's a really ugly spot for Yang here.
Especially when he thinks
River.
Bryn is jamming a lot of aces. Pre.
I mean, 5 deuce did get there, 5-6 did get there, 4x hands picked up some showdown value. What are the bluffs that you beat? You beat Broadway cards that limped.
I guess.
I mean, some 9-8, Jack 9. I mean,
he's gonna fold. What does Bryn Kenny got? Queen
Queen
6
six.
offsuit, the
one.
goat.
One card.
No. Ah, that is fine. That is fine.
2 cards.
Oh, hits him with the 2 cards.
Is that Queen 6 of clubs?
Queen 6 off.
Wow, what a hand from Bryn Kenny, all-time.
Thank you. After this tournament, I'm funny and rich.
I like that.
That's why he was asking for the
Good
Malaysian
combination.
flag.
Yeah.
Fritz has got King Jack suited.
For sure, your girl, she needs to expand her wardrobe since she's got such good style. So you gotta,
And welcome back, everyone. Randy Naonokalu here alongside Alex Livingston in the final event of the Triton ONE, the 15K Triton ONE High Roller, where 3 remaining, and Isaac Haxton is the tournament chip leader. But he is faced against Bryn Kenny, currently in 3rd with 26 big blinds, and Seong Ong Young, he's got 27 big blinds himself.
Yeah, and the stacks are all extremely close right now, Randy. So it's truly anybody's game. But perhaps the story to this point has been Bryn Kenny's rise from the short stack to having now one of these 3 competitive stacks and getting that Queen 6 offsuit bluff through towards the end of our coverage earlier.
Yeah, that was obviously a very cool one. Bryn Kenny came into the final 6 with just 6 big blinds. With 3 remaining, and then we saw that mystery hand, the Queen 6 offsuit. He limped the small blind, and he bet the flop, bet the turn into Seong Ong, who had the 10-9 on an ace-high board, and he got it through, Alex.
Yeah, he got it through, and you know, I looked through the YouTube comments to see what other people's guesses were, and I didn't feel so bad that nobody was even close to thinking that he had this no pair no draw combo. So again, Bryn really a feel player and somebody who's willing to just rely on those instincts in critical moments.
And you know, Bryn Kenny, like we did do some research on his Triton Poker Plus resume. Average cash $2 million, and if you take away that big $20 million score from the Triton Million, he is still by far the player who's won the most at Triton. So obviously a phenomenal player. Isaac Haxton, he was the best player without a title. He did pick up that title in the PLO main event not too long ago. But Seong Ong, this is his very first Triton ONE stop with some good cashes so far.
Yeah, and what a fun spot for him. He's just been really enjoying the moment. He's been asking some of these guys questions. Should I have folded those pocket 6s? I think he's really enjoying being surrounded by these 2 absolute legends of the game and holding his own, as it's anybody's game right now, 3-handed.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, usually when someone's asking questions, you kind of think maybe they're less experienced, but he is holding his own, and he thought about calling with 10-9 offsuit, did fold to Bryn Kenny, but it's a tight race, live from the Leze Casino here in Jeju, South Korea. And those are the chip counts, so tight. 2 big blind difference between first and second, 1 big blind between second and third. Anyone's game. I believe all 3 players have locked up a large sum of money. $598,000 for third. Second, $835K, and the champion, $1.33 million and a Triton ONE trophy.
I did 2.6 last Jeju.
So it is quite top heavy. 237K jump
like
here, and then 495
PLO?
between first and second.
4 in the 100K PLO, yeah.
I just heard Ike say he was in for 2.6 million in buy-ins in the last Triton, Randy.
Yeah, it's a lot when the buy-ins are big. We've got a 100K main event coming up, 150K buy-in, 125,000. Then there's the PLO, the short decks. You know how it is. Ong Yang with the min raise from the small blind, 6-4 of clubs, getting called because the price is just too good for Haxton with Queen 4 offsuit. Nine, 6, 6 rainbow. That's trip 6s.
It is indeed. Not much for Haxton, though, if he does face any sort of pressure.
Oh. I want to bet 2.
Oh, this is awkward. He said he wanted to bet 2 million, has trip 6s, and bets 4 million.
Yeah, and you know, as he was reaching for those chips, it looked like he was making quite a big bet here with such a big hand, but sounds like it was a misclick.
That's probably even holding 2.
Shit. I have it.
You have it.
Oh, bet, yeah.
You have it. What does that mean?
You're calling 2?
I don't think so.
It's fine.
Said he doesn't think it was good enough to call 2 even.
It's fine.
Oh, it's 1.6. That's what. So that's why the blacks are still in.
Yeah.
Is it not a little tell when you say I have it on 966 that you raise from the small blind? Like, what did you have?
But I mean, it could just be pocket tens, right?
Hopefully. It's like, did you raise me with 6?
Note that the players thought that those 100Ks were getting colored up, thinking it was maybe going to be 1.5 big blind, but it's 800, 1.6.
Yeah, we need the 100Ks to play this level. King 10 offsuit for Ong Yang of Malaysia. Very first Triton Festival for him. 6-3 suited from Bryn Kenny. The natural 9.
Confused me for a second.
Yeah, so hard
The
to
blind raise, like.
Yeah.
Wants to see a flop. The suited 2-gapper.
No conversion. Middle pair for Ong Yang. Very quick hand. See bet and take.
This time he does make the 2 million chip bet that he was trying to make
2.5
earlier.
blinds. That's a fucking brutal trip. Did you win something that trip or no?
I did. I had a good trip.
Oh.
I won the PLO main. I got third in the 100K.
Oh, that was the
deck.
PLO main you won.
Yeah.
2.5.
And buy-ins and had a good trip.
2.6 buy-ins, 5.2 cashes.
I'll take that, Randy.
Well, you won the
Take that
100K
any day.
PLO and you got like third, you said, in the
Third.
200K short deck or
The
something?
100K short deck and cashed a bunch.
Oh yeah,
of
that
other
makes
stuff. Had a
sense why your
bunch of
buy-ins were
mini
so big,
cashes.
because it was 100K, 200K short decks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Paxton.
Yeah,
that was in
that was.
Jeju.
I think that's the most I've ever done in a Triton.
Yeah, the short deck
Yeah, it's
tournaments,
hard
it
to-
seems like
hard to beat
sometimes
that.
Over
by
2 or 3
request they
times.
add some really big buy-in short decks, Randy. It's
Yeah.
sure there are a few players who really like to play short deck, and you end up with these really big buy-ins.
And if you're a pro, you just have to go along with it. As I'm looking, look at Paxton in the Triton Poker Plus app, he was talking about Jeju 2 in September last year. 2.6 million in buy-ins, came out with 5.2. Won the PLO main for
oh, look at
2.8
that.
million.
Hopefully it's not foreshadowing. You're out.
Was they roast me in the commentate, and now they do this to me. I'm so not welcome to Triton. Whoa!
I don't think it was us that was roasting him,
all
but
We love you, Ong Yang.
he's got a good sense of humor, this guy.
Living the life.
Yeah, they got you eliminated.
Yeah, living the dream. Forget that flight.
You're winning every hand. What do
Stopping me.
you have to do to get some recognition around here? Huh?
Ike looks interested, Randy. Does he want to just... No.
Thought about it.
They can't
Sometimes
explain.
these really
They have
weak
been
hands
rapping
do
out
want to
close.
isolate out of the big
they're like,
blind because
it's
they're
like
so
glitch.
hopeless to win.
They can't understand it. They're like glitch in the matrix.
Oh, that's trip 10s.
Not so hopeless when you flop trip tens, and that's a flush draw for Ong Yang.
That's right. There are ways where a lot of chips go in there.
Yeah, this could be fireworks if a small club hits the board.
Let's see if Haxton fast plays or slow plays the trip 10s right now. Yeah, Ong Yang had to put in the min bet. He put in less.
One more black. Oh.
Yeah, some merits to just raising right here, Randy, and trying to get a lot of money out of King X before a scary card appears, but he decides just to call like he would with a lot of the weaker portions of his range.
Keeping that balance. No club on the turn. Great news for Haxton.
3.5.
Yeah, how hard does Ong Yang want to go with this pot? Certainly looks like he's going for at least one more barrel.
Yeah, that's a double barrel of
Sorry, 2.5 or
3.5
3.5.
Thank you.
million. Turn card doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I think now you just continue calling as Ike.
He's got position. He probably doesn't expect the king to bet twice, too. Sometimes the king go in defense mode.
Yeah, some of the King X would certainly slow down. wants to keep the weakest stuff in if those still exist on the turn.
7.2.
But
He's
no, he
gonna
decides
raise.
to raise.
So he's trying to charge the clubs. It's practically a min raise in this spot.
Wow, and a quick fold there. Are you a little surprised by that, Randy?
I thought he would have thought about it because the price was so good and just debate, well, if I hit my club, can I get the rest of the stack in you know, punish the 10?
Right.
But he didn't want to put any more chips, which is
Can we
all
cover
right
up
for
some
Hexen.
blacks? It'll make it easier. For gold.
Want to shout out to our title sponsor, QQPK. That is their team of pros: Punat Ponsuri, Danny Tang, Webster Lim, Nishant Sharma. Help us put together this amazing festival here at Triton ONE. This is the very last event, the 15K Triton ONE High Roller. So stacks level between Ong Young and Isaac Haxton. Bryn Kenny's the short stack, but he's got 15 bigs. (10-9) offsuit, first act.
Studies his opponents.
Hmm.
He's mostly played quite quickly, has Ong Yang. But a little more deliberate here.
Kind of makes sense that he needs to think about whether he should be opening this hand. Hopefully his hand doesn't become face up with this stall.
Yeah, you have to be careful, particularly if you're a little more inexperienced. And you see him shaking his head there. Seems
Did
like
he
he's
raises? That would be funny.
talked himself out of it, I think. But you do have to be careful to make sure you're balancing your timing in spots like this. He does just fold.
And that's what, yeah, that's what I figured. You probably didn't realize too much of your time was going down.
Shit.
Ah, you only lost 20 seconds or
He
something.
didn't know it was his
Oh,
turn.
he didn't know it was on him.
But there's only 3 people. It's not hard to know
Yeah,
it's your turn.
it's not like a
I mean,
one
at
big
first I
blind
thought you were thinking
situation.
of, like shoving or raising or folding.
A little bit of inexperience being exposed there, but that's all right. Just 20 seconds of tempo clock gone. Jack
You know what's
3
funny
is the
about this
limp.
event?
Yeah, Ike limping
Few
a
of
weak
us,
hand,
like
but
one
knowing
ball,
that
almost bust.
Bryn's probably
Yeah.
not going to ISO
Mine
super
is
wide.
super
We were all
cooler.
short.
His is the you bubble right? You almost bubbled right?
I did.
He almost like he 3-outed on the river.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. They reported he had a flush draw on that one, or no? Yeah, you had a flush draw too.
Nothing for both.
Sounds like Ike was all in and at risk and doubled up on the bubble of this tournament.
Must be a good feeling to now be final 3. Checked over. Bryn Kenny.
Yeah, Bryn's hand feels like it definitely wants to start betting. You've got 7 high, you have a spade.
2 million.
A little bit of
2-2.
backdoor straight possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Very natural bet. And, you know, Ike's hand is the type that you can target to fold right away.
Of course, if Bryn does get called, a 7 or 6 would likely be good, and he wins it now. Delightful.
Yeah, I was all in King 3 suited against King 10 suited on the bubble.
Yeah.
Saw that.
He got king 3 suited.
And then the very next hand, I then covered him, but was all in 9-8 suited against ace 10 off.
Oh, but yeah, that was almost all your chips.
But
You
that
had,
one I
like-
covered by like 300.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is Ike trying to sell the story that he's a lucky guy? He's a good player.
Yeah,
Big
a
blind.
little bit of luck never hurt a good player, though. Bryn coloring up some of those 100K chips.
You think he's going to play out of the rack?
I'd like to see it.
Isn't it unlucky
My
at cash
biggest sweat
games?
for sure was
Yeah,
the,
people
the
say that.
hand that you folded 10.
Selective memory, though.
That was my biggest sweat of the one.
He looks like a short stack now after the color up.
Yeah.
He went with limp with King Jack off suit, and he's up against Ace 10
Ooh.
suited of Ong Yang Xiang. I mean, we know he wants to get in chips.
I mean, Bryn only has 15 bigs. Ong Yang could just jam this. He could also go with a smaller ISO size. I think he does want to make some type of raise. It's quite a lot of hand.
Yeah, he makes it a raise.
Small one.
Ooh,
And it's a limp jam. That's going to get called immediately by
Quickly
ace 10
called.
suited. Out of nowhere. 30
Flip.
million to 53 million chip pot.
Pretty much. Small favorite.
60-40. Bryn Kenny needs the king or the jack.
yeah, Bryn maintaining some optimism here, saying he's only a small dog.
Yeah, got to be optimistic. And
flip
he
anymore.
needs perfect cards. It's looking very bad for our Bryn Kenny.
Down to just 3%.
Some paint? Nope.
That'll do it.
Good game, Brent.
Good game, Mike.
We are heads up, Randy, and that was pretty quick to get down from 6 to 2.
That was very quick. Bryn Kenny out in third.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm big blind. That's right. Do they need to do the thing, or can we just split?
Even better than like my trade results is my results of like either chopping or not chopping three-handed.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Every chop I lose and every win, no chop.
Ah, that's so sick.
I'm like running insane in that. GG guys.
GG.
Good discipline to never chop after that.
Well, a few were like in spots like to just
Yeah.
like versus the wall heads up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
50K short next to
All right. Officially the end of Bryn Kenny. Cashes for 598,000. Triton's all-time #1 money earner. Also in the world. That is Bryn Kenny. And down heads up, Alex. Just like that.
Yeah, down to heads up, and the guy who wanted to fly out yesterday is now finding himself up against Isaac Haxton for what really amounts to a $500,000 heads-up match. That is the difference between first and second place.
That's right. It's 39 big blinds versus a 22 big blinds. Isaac Haxton, the guy that wanted to fly out. But he will be here. Locked up a lot of money, looking for that 1.3 million up top, the Triton ONE trophy. Welcome back to the booth. And I don't know, we've got a big clash in terms of experience between these two.
Yeah, you could call it a David versus Goliath, but Ongyang has a couple things going for him. He does have a 2-1 chip lead. And note that Ike Haxton's record in these heads-up matches in previous Tritons has not been so great. He's gotten heads-up many, many times. It's actually his 8th time getting heads-up, but he only converted one of those previously. And he does come in as a 2-1 dog right now.
Yeah, he was the #1 player that didn't have a Triton trophy, and that's why he has that one win. Was in the PLO that we mentioned back in Jeju too. He's up against Yang Ongyang, who's only played one series, this one, where obviously going to be a phenomenal result. It's guaranteed top 2, looking to take down that top prize. And I'm trying to take a look on some other notes. Yeah, Haxton, 1 win, 6 runner-up finishes, 500K separation between first and second. I get the vibe there's unlikely a deal to be happening between these two.
I don't think so. I mean, Isaac Haxton just has so much experience and probably has the bankroll to where he doesn't feel like he needs to do any sort of deal, and even playing for so much money. You know, there are only 22 big blinds effective as of right now. That is the effective stack being Haxton stack. That could change a little bit, but it's anybody's game. Let's see how Isaac approaches the heads-up battle. Does he try to play some small ball, doing a lot of limping on the buttons? I would say he's going to probably try and see a lot of cheap flops.
I think it's very interesting for me because once upon a time, Haxton was widely considered the very best no-limit hold'em player. In heads up, he would just sit there. No one wants to play against him. He has plenty of experience with very deep stack. He knows how to play a shallow stack. Clearly the favorite in terms of experience. But Ongyang, you know, he's one of those guys that might have barely even played heads up in his life. He's in the biggest spot ever. He's got a big lead. I guess my question to you is, how should he perhaps approach it if he doesn't have as much experience?
I think the rule of thumb in these situations is that when you're the least experienced player, you want to up the variance a little bit. So if there's a close decision between taking a flop and trying to outmaneuver Haxton, or maybe just ripping the chips in as a re-raise or something like that, I think he should lean a little bit more towards those upping the variance, trying to get a little bit of money and pre-flop in the close spots.
Well, let's see if he is going to try and up that variance. Big lead, 39 big blinds versus 22. Now remember, the big blind ante is still in play, so you're not really supposed to fold that many buttons. He's got queen 8 offsuit against ace jack suited.
Yeah, you mentioned Ike was a heads-up player back in the day. I think one of his original screen names was Love the WNBA. Is that
Yeah,
right?
That is right.
And that's a league that at the time was really not getting any attention at all and is now kind of grown into more of a mainstream league.
Well, he's got a hand I can push back.
The Caitlin Clark effect.
I assume that's a famous WNBA basketball
She is,
player.
yeah. She's created some ripples in the basketball world.
Well, first pot to Isaac Haxton.
Note that Haxton, despite just having 20 big blinds, showing a bit of finesse there, especially with the suited ace-jack version, using a non-all-in 3-bet size. Perhaps ace-jack off, he just rips it in, Randy?
Possible. You know, obviously he wanted action. It's not one of those spots where, oh, I need to survive to get a pay jump. There's only one other opponent remaining, sitting across the table.
ICM is out the window at this point.
Well, guys, also, that poll is still open in the Triton Poker Plus app. Who do you think will win the tournament? Is it going to be Isaac Haxton, which has less chips, or Xiang Angyang, the man who was supposed to be on a flight, who's still playing, and here, he's got ace-3.
So I do think you're right, Randy. With this big blind ante, you want to be playing, if not 100% of hands, very close to 100%. Probably you can get away with 100%. Note the quick check here from Angyang with the ace high. He's got kind of a weak ace high, doesn't want to face limp shove. This is kind of nice.
Yeah, also when you're playing more than 20 big blinds, doesn't need to unnecessarily rip in this. Having some ace-x post-flop is very good for him because Isaac might read Angyang as a guy who's not supposed to have an ace too often and put in some bets on this flop.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It gives you some board coverage, some protection on boards like this that I could get very aggressive on.
Yeah, so he's shooting out a very healthy 3/4 pot, 3.6 million. This is playing out perfectly for Angyang at the moment.
Yeah, this is ideal.
Just calling is pretty good too because you're under-repping your hand in the spot where you have not that many ace-x.
Of course, when he does call such a big bet so quickly, Ike's got to be thinking, well, it's probably at least jack X or a flush draw, right?
Right. Well, the flush gets there. Isaac Haxton has the 10 of hearts. A jack would have a lot of trouble calling if it doesn't have a heart to go along with it. I don't think it's unreasonable for Isaac to bet once more in this spot.
Right, blocking some of the flush draws, just trying to target jack X no heart perhaps.
And if you get called, you can still bink that heart.
Yeah, I mean, even black ace-3 can't love facing another bet, but I don't think any ace is going to fold here. He didn't play it that way, but Ike does just decide to check it back and realize his equity.
Nice restraint from Haxton, but he does pick up a 4. Not sure how proud of that 4 he will be, but he does beat the deuce X.
And I think Angyang should feel very confident he has the best hand here, and he does come with this 5 million chip bet, so Ike has to think, what are the worst hands that my opponent called my 3/4 pot size bet with on the flop? I think the fact that Ike bet the flop so big might allow him to just get away from this 4 because, you know, that sort of reduces some of the combos of king high that would call.
Right, it makes it less likely his opponent just lingers with some kind of backdoor heart draw. But we'll see. Angyang knows he's got the best hand, staring his man down.
I think Ike's also thinking, though, that Angyang does not have a ton of ace-x that would have just checked the option. He's not going to bet jack X this way, is he?
That's a good point, right? Is jack X really going to bet 5 million?
And
That's why he
flicks
makes
it
the
in.
call.
Well played by Angyang there, who extends his chip lead over Isaac Haxton.
He's got a 40 million chip lead. I think you're precisely right there. The man bet 5 million, but he wouldn't do that with jack, right? Because I'm supposed to have some ace-x on the button.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like jack 7 would necessarily go for value there.
Not for that sizing.
Not for that size. So that's what Ike was thinking, but now he's running through it in his head and he's saying, well, where would the bluffs come from? What bucket of hands called the flop and now can bluff the river? And he's, you know, I think he thinks that both buckets don't have a ton of combinations, right? There's not a ton of ace-x, and there's also not a ton of bluffs. So when there's not a ton of each group, you just have to do your best.
Haxton, he's got pocket fives with 18 bigs. 6 suited.
Ike would like to see a raise here because then you have a very nice shove over the raise. You can also shove over limp, but it's a little bit less lucrative.
Right, you want to get another big blind if your opponent does put in the pre-flop raise.
That's
Pocket
right.
five's always jamming.
Yeah, and I think even versus limp, jam makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to induce with pocket fives.
No, and just a little too strong to check his option. He does go with it. And you know, this is nice. You get 2 overcards, 2 suited overcards to fold.
Yep.
Which will be the case a decent chunk of the time.
I think Haxton's still replaying that hand. He made that hero call, 10-4 offsuit. Needs to move forward. Knows he's got the experience. Young been playing pretty good.
I agree.
Like we call him less experienced, and it sounds like a slight, but like he's a phenomenal player from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's got sharp instincts.
Snap jam. He also plays very fast.
I love that.
He's like, all right, you trying to limp? I'm gonna set a tone right now that you can't just limp every hand. The last Triton ONE trophy to be handed out right there. Silver edition. Aces. Let's see if he limps or min raises.
He does limp, and he does it in a very convincing fashion, I would say, Randy.
Like sigh.
Yeah.
Price is good. I limp.
Ike's hand does not feel like a natural raising candidate. Indeed, he does check.
Yep. 3 big blinds in the middle. We did a big blind ante. And Haxton makes middle pair. That's going to get him into some trouble against pocket aces. Let's start building that pot.
Healthy bet there, 3 million.
Mm-hmm. 3 million is almost 2 BBs.
Yeah, I think just call here if you're Ike. You've got backdoor diamonds, middle pair.
Might have the best hand.
Certainly. And what's going to be interesting is if this turn runs out bricky, what does Ike do in the face of a second barrel?
We've already seen him try to hero call Ongyang once. That turn is not bricky.
Not bricky at all.
Hmm.
What do you think here as the chip leader, Randy?
Still happy with pocket aces. I would expect hands that feel very good on this turn card would maybe give more action pre, like a king-queen, for example, queen-jack.
So
Yeah.
just go with some amount that allows you to shove good rivers. Looks
Yeah.
like he's doing exactly that. I like the sizing.
And there's a lot of hands that linger that have pair straight draw or flush draw straight draw, things like that.
This is uncomfortable for Ike. This board. No, I can't say that it favors Ongyang. He just limped the button, but it doesn't favor the player who checked his options, certainly.
Yeah. Isaac Haxton never has like ace-king, for example, whereas Ongyang
Can.
gets aces. Of course he's got ace-king, and
Yeah.
he's making the call with just 10-8.
And of course, the 9 is a dirty out. But just feeling like he has enough equity against this barreling range, and he's going to make his decision on the river.
25 million is there. River card is
Oh,
a 10, and
wow.
Isaac Haxton makes trip 10s against the slow-played pocket aces.
And just a total bailout. And I imagine he just continues to check, tries to induce some bluffs, and thinks that a hand like aces will value shove anyway.
But you know what? I think there is merit for him to actually lead. What if the Queen X just gets shy and sees the trip 10s and is like, you know what? He doesn't want that to check back.
Or maybe King Jack even bet twice.
Mm-hmm. I think he leads.
Touche. It looks like he's thinking about that.
Leaving one chip, I imagine, with that black on the green cards. Send in the armadillo too if you like.
Is that what that is?
I assume.
You've determined?
All right, chips are going in.
I think you have.
Yeah, right you are, Randy.
All in from Ang Yang asking for the last 100K. And Sai, call.
I have a 10.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Haxton, big call, gets there and rewarded. He's got the lead now.
Wow.
You could see when Ong Yong asked for that last chip, Haxton didn't really love it. And really an ugly river there. Can't fault him for making the call or effectively making the call there.
Lucky river.
Yeah. Lucky indeed. Ong Yong had a chance to perhaps hold pocket aces in a winner's photo there because Haxton did not believe on the turn, and he might have called on a blank river too.
And how rare is that, to have the aces in the winner's photo?
Right. Nice hand.
Thank you.
Got to reset. The match goes on. Doing some accounting. Make sure the stacks are right.
So with that, Isaac Haxton will be the chip leader. But both players still over 25 big blinds.
Plenty of play, isn't it?
Yeah.
27 big blind effective.
Feels like quite a bit of play, especially if we see a lot of these limp pots.
835K locked up, 1.33 million for first. It's a $500,000 heads-up match, and Hollywood Haxton with the lead, with the Triton experience against the newcomer, Tiang Ong Yang. I mean, he did nothing wrong. Do you agree with pocket aces?
Yeah, I do agree.
I like the limp pre-flop, try to trap your opponent.
I think the turn sizing was excellent, and I don't think you can fold that river either, so just a little bit unlucky.
A lot unlucky.
A lot unlucky, yeah. I mean, there were a lot of rivers where Ike was going to have a real head-scratcher and probably use a lot of time bank. Maybe ultimately would have folded a brick river, but we'll never know.
We'll never know. What we do know is Haxton's got the choice with 9 deuce suited.
3.6.
It's different now. We've got plenty of chips to play for. He's bringing in the pre-flop raise.
Yeah, a little bit deeper effective stacks. He does just get the fold out of the 6-5 off, which is a little bit tight.
Yeah, perhaps for someone like Seong Ong who has less heads-up experience, I presume. Doesn't really want to play that one out of position. But I feel like if the roles were reversed, I think Haxton would defend 6-5 off.
Yeah, I think it's certainly a theory defend, especially with the big blind ante in there. But, you know, maybe a little shaken by that last pot, just doesn't want to take a really marginal hand out of position.
Certainly would like to have a lot of blinds when he can hopefully find a double. Now he's got 8 deuce of clubs. You know, realizes he needs to play the buttons. Brings in the limp. Okay, gonna see a flop. Queen 8 offsuit. Haxton's got the better piece, but not a great piece.
And it's another one of those boards that should just be pretty bad for Haxton's range when he checks his option.
It's 1.6 million. That's a min from Ong Yang. He's got backdoor clubs. You mentioned it's a board that's not supposed to really hit Haxton.
Haxton does have backdoor hearts to go with his gut shot.
Yeah, he's got a nice gut shot. Backdoor hearts, maybe the best hand. He'll make the call. Turn card's the 5. Relative blank. Snap check back from 8 deuce. And maybe Haxton feels he might need a stab with queen 8 high. Although he does have the best hand.
A very, very quick check back there on the turn from Ong Yang.
Guess he's trying to wait how often queen high is good.
Haxton could definitely consider bluffing this combo, targeting ace highs, maybe a small pair.
I mean, Ong Yang could have been stabbing and maybe river to 7. That he
Right.
can maybe move off of. But he checks, and that's really good news for Haxton.
Yeah, you love to see the queen 8 win when you do decide to check there. Hate to look down at just like an ace 4 or something that you let see a cheap showdown.
I'm 8.
You can see there that Triton ONE trophy on the table. This is the last Triton ONE trophy that will be awarded at this series, as we are currently transitioning over to the Triton High Roller Series with 2 of those events ongoing at the moment.
Yeah, we were supposed to
Yeah,
actually
we changed
crown a
ours on
champion this
orange.
one last
Can we change
night. But hold on, aces now for Isaac Haxton. Does he have the same strategy of limping on the button?
It looks like he was making some change there. Lucky that wasn't perceived as a,
It's like,
a
yeah.
10 million chip raise,
10 million chip raise of aces.
which would be a disaster.
It's like, oh, play the strength of my hand, right?
We've seen him do some limping on the button. We've seen some small raises. He does go with the small raise. And he'll be very disappointed to see his opponent quickly fold.
Yeah, did bring in the raise before with the 9 deuce.
20K no limit, Randy, up to 141 entries. We're in level 5. Late reg is open for another 10 or 10 total levels, another 5
Blinds are all
levels.
right.
So I'd expect to
Yeah,
see that number
those
balloon.
numbers are
33, all right.
You know what else is up? The blinds.
Okay.
1 million, 2 million.
1, 2, 2.
1, 2, 2.
And we are down to 12 players in that 50K short deck tournament, as we will be in the money with 10 to go.
Walk given by Ong Yang with 7 deuce offsuit. I think that those are one of those hands you can just fold on the button.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a couple hands that fold, it's just like the spot where he called Bryn with the 9 deuce off. You know, with the 4 big blinds, you have a few of these just bottom of the barrel hands that you can fold in these spots where you're not supposed to fold much.
Yeah, pretty much always 7 deuce and always the dirty diaper.
Right.
And of course, 8 deuce, etc. King 10 versus 5-3 suited. I mean, 5-3 suited is very playable.
It looks like there was a deal made, Randy, on that break.
Yeah, there was. It was actually a deal made 3-handed. I just to give you the particulars very quickly. They're playing for 90,000 in this heads-up match. Haxton got 940K. Kenny got 891,000. Ong Yang got 842,000. As we go to this flop, a lead open-ended on 4-4 deuce.
Nice combo here to start building a pot with. 8 very appetizing looking outs, backdoor spades, no showdown value.
Maybe best hand. And you probably don't expect the 4 to lead into you anyways. Maybe double barrel. I can feel like Haxton's got a lot of floats in there with high card that you can probably shake out.
Yeah, 5-3 feels good enough to just keep putting money in the pot. Still having those 8 outs, still having that 5 high.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred the double barrel with the 5-3. This is now good for Haxton. On pace to close it out. Does he want to deny equity? mean, it seems very rarely does Ong Yang actually have a piece.
Does just check it back.
Yeah, on the strength of king high. Seven doesn't seem to interact with flop leads unless it was literally 2 random cards.
Yeah, you would expect maybe the 5-6 to keep betting, but he does come with a big enough bet that it's going to be very difficult for Ike to call with just king 10 high here.
So he bet out 2 million, check turn, and all of a sudden he says 9 million into 10 with 5 high. He's got the nut low. Does the story make sense?
He could have 5-6, you know, just the same way he checked 5-3. Perhaps he could check 5-6 for the double gutter. I don't know that he bets. Does he bet 7x this size? He could. I mean, there's no real reason to think that Ike has ever got better than 7x here, so you could just randomly have some 7x.
Very valid point, right? Because Haxton didn't.
You just
I
have
mean, the
all the
8
maths
is
in
just
your
so
brain.
unlikely. What?
And he's doing a little speech play here.
Mid-hand.
Haxton is befuddled.
He's like, I don't want to be talked to during the hand.
Great play from Ong Yang Xiang, who is showing no fear as he entered this 3-handed match against 2 of the top 4 all-time on the money list.
That was sick to talk to a mid-hand on a Stone Cold bluff.
I like the cut of this guy's jib. He's got some finesse.
He's got some finesse. Well, let's give another shout out to QQPK. Stage for everyone. They've been showing a lot of support. They're pros at the Triton ONE series. Last trophy in Triton ONE. Gonna be Ong Yang Xiang against Isaac Haxton. And Ong Yang is fighting back. With that nice bluff.
I think if you do bluff there, I like the sizing. Ike's going to have a lot of king high and ace high as played. And those hands might just shrug call versus a smaller bet.
That is true. If you want to bluff out those hands, you need to bet big.
Now, what sizing does Ike go with here? Certainly going to attack this limp.
All in.
He does just go all in, and note the difference between the offsuit and the suited versions. We saw earlier, facing a min raise, he went for small 3-bet with ace-jack suited. Here, off of a 17 big blind limp, he just goes for the shove. I think that is a little thematic that you do a lot more just ripping the offsuit combos. Definitely could have played that one differently.
Yeah.
Smaller raise size.
Obviously, you more likely lose your customer when you go all in, but you also create situations where your opponent has, like, I don't know, king-jack that calls it off, whereas if you raise it 3x or 3.5x, those hands just call and you don't stack them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we saw earlier, you know, Bryn Kenny limp calling the queen-jack suited off the button against Fritz's ace-jack off. Slightly different situation. Is the ace-8 going to just move in here? It would certainly be fine.
You do it to
16
me?
bigs, he does.
I do it to you.
Yeah.
Haxton gonna be able to get his second Triton title. One being in the Super High Roller Series, this one will be in the Triton ONE.
Four.
This is very similar hands.
This time we see a min raise. There's been a lot of limps so far from Ong Yang Xiang.
It's mixing it up. It's also one of those hands he would love to take down
What's
pre.
the calling
doesn't play as
percentage
well.
for heads up? Almost 100?
I can't really tell you right now.
That
he
was
literally
amazing.
said nothing.
He just asked what percent of hands he should be playing on the button. Ike did not feel like he needed to give that information away at this juncture. That's amazing.
It's like, you realize I'm still in the tournament, right?
That was a great reaction from Ike.
He was just lost. It's all about Ong Yang trying to get information. So what percentage are you bluffing here? He should do that on the river.
But he's just, you know, he's got such a likable way about him that he has been able to get some information so far out of some of these players.
That's true.
Really enjoy his aura, shall we say.
Yeah. It's his moment.
Note the check back with bottom pair.
Looks pretty good. It's hard to get called by worse, and you can contain the pot. Don't get put to the test by the river.
Check. Yeah. And now is he gonna? He checks it back again.
Oh,
Ooh.
the 4 comes in. That check not gonna work out for him here, and Haxton can probably get value with this 4 with the action so far.
Yeah, I'm putting my opponent on a lot of ace high hands as played. Maybe some bottom pair like this, some king high. Put something out there, see if he looks me up.
I mean, when there was multiple players at this final table, Haxton bet a 9-8, got called by ace high. So he knows Ong Yang is willing to call with some high card
10 million.
hands. Oh my God.
It goes big.
10 million gets called. It's a full pot size bet. That is called max value.
That was cool. Yeah, that was really had a good feel for where his opponent was at. Probably putting his opponent on exactly ace high or 3x and thinking that not only putting him on those hands, but thinking that he could call a big bet. Well done.
Told you he was one of the best heads-up players in the world.
Not his first rodeo as Ong Yang Xiang now down to just 11 big blinds. Ike in his 8th heads-up match at Triton. Can he capture his 2nd trophy? This would be a Triton ONE trophy.
What's better than A game? Because that's what Isaac Haxton's working with. It's S tier.
S tier, yeah.
It's sharp. Now he can just lean on Ong Yang, who's sitting on 10 bigs or thereabouts.
Yeah, against some opponents, you might actually consider limping this, trying to induce a shove. I don't know that Ong Yang's the opponent who's going to shove really wide. It does look like he goes for that option.
Let's give Ong Yang credit for making plays. Still, though, he gets to play with ace-9 suited in position. But I agree with you. It's probably the suited properties that made him limp. Offsuit, more likely to just outright rip. And now Ong Yang gets a flush draw.
And a really ugly-looking flop if you are Ike.
Check.
Okay, checking with the stack. More checking. I actually would like to see the 10 of spades bluff on this turn. After all, it's just 10 high. Get called, you can still hit the spade. But he checks it again, which is great for Haxton with ace-9 high.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Randy. You have some equity with that 10 of spades, and of course it does a good job blocking hands your opponent's going to continue with as well. And just 10 high. You're not going to win if you do get to showdown unimproved. Does he take a stab now? Or does he just wave the white flag?
Yep, he's done with it. Good for ace-9 because it would not have liked to see a bet.
10 high.
Ong Yang needs to start creating situations to win chips unimproved. It's 80 million versus 18 now.
Getting a little dire, but one double up could really change things.
Not too long ago, it seems like he was going to be holding pocket aces in a winner's photo. And the 10 rivered for Haxton, and Haxton has been capitalizing ever since. 10 million chip bet with queen 4, snap called by queen 3.
We've seen some really nice creative value bets from Haxton. There was the 10 million chip bet with queen 4, which of course was a standard value bet, but the sizing was what made that one special. And then there was that 9-8 where he went for 20% pot earlier on that queen, jack, jack 10. No, queen, jack, jack 10, 9. There we go.
Yeah.
X board and got called by ace high.
Jack 7.
You can just rip this hand with Jack 7. Limping is also fine, of course.
He went for min raise. And that's going to allow Haxton to come along with Queen 8 suited. That's what you want to see. Nothing that's all in.
All in.
Oh, hold on. He's all in with Queen 8 suited.
Yeah. And gets it through.
Let's put on clinic. That's a big win because Hong Yang only had 10 bigs and he tossed away 2 there with a min raise.
Yeah, big pickup there
And then
for
do the
Ike.
salad. Mustafa salad.
I'm not sure I love the min raise with
Yeah,
Jack
do the
7-0.
salad.
I think I prefer limping. In min raising, maybe a little more
right.
polar.
I'm
He just asked the dealer to do a scramble, but I think he called it a salad or something.
I was wondering what he said.
Let's go, Isaac.
All right.
Is it?
Is this it? Jack deuce. Questionable. But maybe he just thinks he's got fold equity. If his opponent isn't calling correctly with ranges, it would print if he moved in.
All in.
Yeah,
he's
and
gonna try.
he agrees with you, Randy.
Let's find out.
And I do think Queen 7 suited is supposed to call, and he does.
He should. Can Haxton get there and win another title? Hong Yang, he is the favorite by quite a decent margin
How
here.
many percent do I have?
Too much.
65.
Too much. Good answer. I
Have
mean,
to
you can
do
get these
some
numbers later, Hong Yang. Start rooting for your cards. Or dodge the jack or deuce. That looks
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
clean.
5 now.
I like that Ong Yang is just constantly a student of the game while playing, Randy. You
I
can
know.
tell he really loves the game.
He does.
Ooh,
Has to sweat.
Do you think he loves that turn card?
Yeah,
don't think
always
so.
right.
There were a lot of cards that left no doubt. Now needing to fade that 9.
89. We'll end it.
Ooh, and it was close.
One off.
It's a nice double up there, and
So
we've got a
back.
ball game again.
20 versus 30 啊？哇
Talking to his rail.
哇，那个 AA 的痛哦。哦，AA 那个痛哦。
Buddy know that ace has got cracked.
然后我要怎样盖 AA 啊？
But he's got a decent stack to play with now in heads up. It's not out.
I can't
by
play
no
flop with you.
means.
I gonna jam.
17 bigs. So we may see a little
You
more
might have got
post-flop
one
poker
bluff
now.
already.
Sorry?
You might have lost me that one time.
Yeah. I got you. You figure it out later. But you have like either king high or like you are king high, right? Yeah. Wait, I'm 7 bigs.
No, you doubled.
Wait.
You are 15 bigs.
Sorry, can you set the thing first?
25.8 million.
Ah. So, sorry, can you pause a while? Is it okay? I want to count my chip. Can I count my chip?
Yes, you may count your chips. That is allowed.
He wants
How
to
much
count
is
his chips before another hand is dealt.
10 million.
You have 25.6 million.
How much?
It's right.
Oh, okay, it's correct. I got 30 bigs.
Haxton knows.
13. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
10-9 suited.
All right, good enough. All in.
Oh, good enough all in? Like,
I love it.
it'd be really funny if you had like ace king or something.
Yeah. And Haxton just hates this, the Queen 8. I mean, I don't think Queen 8's a good enough hand to call, even though, of course, we can see he is ahead. This is a 13 big blind jam.
Oh,
and he calls.
It's good enough.
Excuse me, Randy.
I call Queen 8 off suit.
At least.
I am surprised, but great read from Haxton. Or maybe I need to restudy my 13 big blind calling ranges.
Me too, man.
One way or the other.
It's thin edge, and he is right. He is up against 10-9 suited. What about the good enough? I'm all in. Maybe that was a tell.
There may have been something in that he discounted some of the stronger hands.
Okay, well, Haxton is close to finishing this tournament. Dodge the 10 or the 9.
Very clean flop. No backdoor diamonds.
Oh, that's called a backdoor straight draw.
Gutter ball acquired.
One time.
Only 3/8, given Haxton's got one of them. One time on request by Ong Yang Seong. What is the fate?
And
It's an
there's the
8.
Wow. Huge pickup there from Ong Yang Seong to extend this heads-up match and actually take the chip lead away from Isaac Haxton.
Oh, he's feeling good. He's back. Chip lead. He's up. He's clapping for himself. He's not going to let this one slip away, is he?
No, and it wasn't looking very good on that flop, but turned the gutter ball and boom, Snowman came home.
Yeah, even, I think. 96, 96. Even.
Is it a David and Goliath story? He was down to crumbs.
He
okay,
was
no post
indeed.
flop with Isaac. He's too good. Gamble with luck, because I'm luckier.
And that's kind of what I was saying before.
It's a joke, but there is definitely merit to it.
Yeah.
Because we had the post flop spot. Haxton value bet full pot.
Yeah, and I think
4.
10-9 suited is a great hand to shove there for 13 big blinds. I'm completely in favor of that. Seems that Haxton had a nice read to call there with Queen 8. Called fairly quickly, actually.
Still same.
Had a 10% edge in that one. That was a high variance call, but he was right. Haxton can't believe it. I make a call like that and I can't win.
7 bigs, 22 bigs.
But Haxton's he's never phased, right? Like, he realizes part of the game, the luck of the cards is what it is, but he out-grinded his opponent so far in heads up. Sure, he's out-chipped at the moment. I think he's still feeling quite confident.
Yeah, he had his hands kind of outstretched to the side there, fading that river card just as if to say it's up to the poker gods. And he looks pretty relaxed. Like you mentioned, of course, it helps that they're only playing for 90,000. I say only, but it was going to be
only, buddy.
Only. It was going to be a 500K heads-up match. The 3 players that were remaining, including Bryn Kenny, made a deal. So Bryn actually got 891K for that 3rd place finish. That's why you see such a big jump between 3rd and 4th there on that screen.
Yeah, and just to remind you of the other parts of that deal, Haxton is guaranteed 940,000. Young's got 842,000 locked up. And they're playing for 90,000. If Haxton was to win, he gets a 2nd title and $1 million score.
And that Triton ONE trophy, which is sitting on the table.
Queen 5 suited. Decision for Ong Yang with ace queen. I would like to see him raise, not all in, personally.
I agree. They're 23 big blinds deep here, 22.5.
6.5.
Nice. I like the sizing. Looks very nice. And Ike with the suited version of this hand probably doesn't want to limp fold.
I don't think he's looking to limp fold a suited queen on the button with position. It's like, you want to play with me? Come on in.
Let's play ball.
Mm-hmm. 15 million is the pot. Queen high would be very bad for Haxton. So let's see, what is it? It's actually really good for Haxton. He's picked up the flush draw against ace queen high.
And not only is it good for Haxton, but it's just a very ugly looking flop as Ong Yang Seong. It should connect well with Ike's flatting range. Note the min bet here.
3 million.
Just kind of announcing, like, I bet 2 million. I don't know if it was a misclick again, but here it is. It's a min bet.
Yeah, Ike has to be wondering, is this congruent with what my opponent would do with value hands? Do I want to just semi-bluff my queen high flush draw right now?
Nice play from Isaac Haxton. Realizes the min bet doesn't really make sense with an overpair or like a 9.
All right,
It's
no
draw
post
heavy.
flop.
I gotta love that. Don't play post flop with Isaac Haxton.
Smacking his hand, kind of reminiscent of Ren Lin, who's often seen scolding himself when a play doesn't work out. Ran into Ren Lin in the hallway on our last break. Always enjoy seeing his face.
You know, Isaac Haxton has 13 7-figure scores in his career. If he can lock this one out, that'll be number 14.
Right.
Whereas Young
Post flop.
only has
all in.
400K in earnings.
And note, he just jams the 21 bigs, Randy. He is sticking to this plan of avoiding post-flop confrontations with Isaac Haxton.
But should he have let Haxton know about that?
Yeah, perhaps something you want to keep a little closer to the chest.
He can't take it back now.
And if you're Haxton, I think you like seeing this still. You know, 20 big blind shoves.
I mean, he likes to see it, but I think he actually prefers playing post flop, where he's got a pretty good advantage. Can't really choose, I guess. It's your opponent's decision. Blinds do go up very quickly in heads up. 10-9 suited. That was the hand. The Ongyang hit the straight.
Same suit, yeah.
Same suit. He was up against a queen high too.
Now they are a little deeper here, and it is Ike on the button. I like the limp.
Check.
Open-ended, single heart for Ongyang.
4 million.
Oh, I like this. Remember last time he had like that
Yeah.
10 of spades on the monotone? He didn't bet out.
A little more aggressive here, and despite having an open ender, Ike a pretty big equity dog and kind of awkward here. You have 6 outs you're pretty happy about. Nothing else that you're very happy about.
Yeah. It's weird because obviously some of his outs brings a 4th heart. He will still make the call with
Did you ever
position.
fold a hand?
Yeah.
Never fold a hand.
And one of the cards he'd like to see is in his opponent's hand, that Queen of Spades.
Right.
That's a little bit of showdown where the 6 still had the best hand. But he said to Haxton, do you never fold a hand when he makes the call? This guy's got some speech play.
He sure does. And if you're Ike, it's awfully tempting to fire out a bet here. Just hoping your opponent is surrendering. You have 10 high. You still have an open ender. Maybe your opponent has some single hard hands that will call one and fold the river. Does he just go for 2 more bets here?
10.
Remember last time he made it 10 million? He got called by a hero call, and he thought about calling, and does fold the queen 6. Good for Haxton.
Very effective there from Ike. And maybe a little bit of frustration on the face now of Ongyang Xiong.
Nothing yet.
Haxton giving some info there. Didn't have something yet.
Yeah, Haxton's been kind of bombarded with requests for information, for strategy advice
He
throughout
finally
the course
gave it
of
out.
this final table, and he's offered some tidbits here and there. I remember there was another spot where Ongyang was asking if he should have called with 6s, and Ike said no, and then he said, well, what about 8s? And Ike said, we're getting closer. So he's giving him a little information here or there, but didn't want to talk about what percentage of hands he should be playing from the button.
All in from Ongyang
Oh.
Xiong, who's got king 7 suited jams, about 20 big blinds. Haxton's got ace 4 offsuit. This is a little confusing because Ongyang could have a bigger ace.
He could, but we've already seen 120 big blind shove. He's already openly mentioned not wanting to play post flop. I'd be very, very curious here if I were Ike.
Does he want to run the variance and take it
Yeah,
pre-flop? He does.
Ace.
This is a tournament-defining moment. 80 million chip pot.
Ongyang Xiong for the second time all in and behind, but he does have competitive equity here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. 10% edge for Haxton. Haxton's getting another crack at closing this one out.
Do you still get the heart beating? No.
Little.
Well, it's
Oh,
10,
no.
8,
Terrible
6.
flop.
This is not bad for Haxton. A spade.
Yeah,
Just
he's got
finish it.
that 4 of spades. Although a spade wouldn't technically finish it, right, if it were higher than the 4.
Good point. King 9 or 7. Wang Yang. Do the miracle once more. 6 of diamonds. We are close. Alex, 16% chance. Wang Yang to keep this heads-up match going.
He's a king 9 or 7 that doesn't bring a spade.
That's true. He is up on his feet. Poker gods have in store for Ang Yang Xiang. It's a 7 of clubs.
Wow.
Haxton cannot
lucky, what the
get
hell?
rid of this man.
And, you know, the first beat, Haxton didn't show much emotion, but he did display a little bit of a grimace there, I think. 1 card away both times.
And remember, Ang Yang asked,
I didn't
well,
know I win. I thought I lost.
did your heart beat at all still?
And Ike said, yeah, a little.
I think his heart was beating at 100 miles a minute.
I think so, too. And he says he didn't realize he won right away.
I don't know. No, 39. Sorry.
Did you catch the penguin on the side too? On the rail?
I missed that.
38, 700, correct. 38,
Well,
7.
Xiang Ang's got a nice rail supporting him. That's a little pengu chilling. Man, he's got a huge lead. 80 versus 20 million. 4-1 chip lead. It's 100 million chips in play.
Yeah, this strategy of avoiding post-flop play has been working out for him as he has won both of the last 2 big pre-flop confrontations to take this 80-20 lead. He should get a T-shirt made if he wins this tournament, Randy, that says, you know, I'm not playing post-flop or something like that.
Well, do have a little bit of time here. Give some love to Jupiter. One thing poker players always believe they have is a good read. Not just on cards, but on people, situations, and what might happen next. Jupiter takes that same instinct, turns it into prediction markets built around real-world outcomes. Sports, politics, major global events. Haxton's got 10 big blinds remaining. Use the button.
And Ang Yang Xiang has the pocket 9s. But the 5-3-0 probably not the one Ike wants to go with.
Yeah, he's so shallow where adding another
Holy shit,
small
are you
blind-
serious? Look at this.
All right.
Ah.
How does it feel to have the giddy guy of all the chips?
This guy's just having so much fun. And I mean, of course, it's easy to have fun when you're playing for all this money, but you get the impression that it's not even so much about the money for him. You get the impression he really is just embracing this moment of going up against these all-time greats.
He wants to be a Triton ONE champ.
And I really think, you know, it is what's so great about poker too, Randy, is that anyone has the opportunity to find themselves heads up against an Isaac Haxton for $1 million, you know?
I miss these moments, right, where people are just so excited.
Exactly 15 million.
It's very refreshing.
Yeah.
Haxton's thinking, can I just get rid of this guy now? He needs to find a double soon. 3 deuce, Wang Yang.
Sorry, what? This is. Oh.
Counting stacks and folds. Good for Haxton.
Yeah, blinds at 1.2, 2.4. Ike quite shallow.
You have 80 million now.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, for Ang Yang, it kind of feels like whatever happens for him, it's been a good day for him at the Triton ONE, but he would love to take that trophy home in his carry-on.
Of course.
10-7 suited.
Yeah, this one, he just... Oh, he limps.
All right.
Excuse me. I
Fair
thought
enough.
maybe he'd go
All
for an all-in there with that suited
know?
combo.
Well, Ong Yang's going to jam, and the chips went in anyways. Ong Yang in great shape to knock out Isaac Haxton in the 15K high roller. The last trophy here in Triton ONE. It's 40 million chip pot. Can Haxton finally get lucky?
Well, the underdogs won the last 2 all-ins, Randy, but it was Haxton who was the favorite in both of those instances.
It's a big dog here, though.
Oh,
But not
yes, yes.
anymore. That's the flush draw for Isaac Haxton.
Fair fight now.
It's a pure coin flip.
Ong Yang Xiong sits back down.
Ooh,
What a
that's
nice
club.
card. Now taking away the 7 of clubs would no longer work.
That is true. Come on, he requests. Can Ong Yang finish off Isaac Haxton?
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
he can. And you can see the sigh of relief. That is your champion, Ong Yang Seong, giving a hug to Isaac Haxton. He could do no wrong. What a good day for Ong Yang Seong.
And what a zen reaction. This guy's one of my new favorites, Randy. Really fun to watch him in action.
It's a dream come true. Wins $90,000 additional. Breathe in the moment. You are the high roller champion, Ong Yang Seong, taking down the legendary Isaac Haxton, who was oh so close. He couldn't win an all-in.
Good.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Yeah, and he was short stacked for a lot of yesterday, Randy, and then picked up those aces against Bryn Kenny's Kings to really vault him up the leaderboard. What a way to close it out, taking down one of the all-time greats in Isaac Haxton.
Who is it calling over? Perhaps his rail for a winner's photo, but those are the payouts. There was a 3-way deal that was done. Bryn Kenny, Isaac Haxton, Ong Yang Seong. They did play for additional $90,000, which Ong Yang did happen to win, as you just witnessed. It was an amazing final table, star-studded. But Haxton goes down as the runner-up, does not pick up his second title. And welcome back to the booth, Randy Liu alongside Alex Livingston. And I don't know if Haxton really saw that one coming, him not winning another title.
Yeah, I mean, Haxton built quite a big chip lead there and a couple times got it all in good and was 1 card away twice. But Ong Yang Xiong was hitting those river cards when he needed to and then got it in good at the end with ace-10 of clubs and held up. And he is our champion here of the 15K event.
Yeah, our Triton ONE champion. Perhaps he was onto something when he was like, you know what? Let's not play post-flop with Isaac Haxton, one of the all-time greats. And, you know, he got it in pre-flop many times. He got there, and there he held with the ace-10. So that is going to be the conclusion of our Triton ONE high roller. Congratulations to Ong Yang Seong winning the final event there. But it is not over. We still have the Triton Super High Roller Series. We have a 50K short deck we're going to be covering. But before we get to that, let's send it down to Stanley for an interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Stanley. Right next to me is our 15K Triton ONE High Roller Champion, Austin Ang. Austin, man, what a crazy turn of events. Please tell us, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling okay.
Yeah?
Just okay.
Just okay, come on. There's more than just okay. You went, heads up with the legend, Isaac Haxton. You were, playing down to the final 3 with Bryn. Come on, there must be more than just okay.
I think I just got lucky, to be honest. But one fun fact. Before I came out in the fighter table, I was so short, but I saw Paul Paul sitting right there. I'm like, hey, can I steal away your luck? I just shake his hand. He didn't even react. Then I was just shaking it. I say, I stole your luck. Then I just run super hot.
I guess you stole his luck then. All right.
You know what else? On day 2, when no one is here, he's sitting right there again. I shake it again. I say, I gotta steal it. So sorry, bro.
Okay, well, I guess a third time's a charm, right? All right, so this is your first ever Triton ONE experience. First Triton ONE experience. Now you're bringing home the title. What is it like stepping on a stage like Triton?
It's incredible. To be honest, I can't really give any. I don't even think there's any flaw during Triton ONE. It's like perfect. The only thing that is slightly not good is they are not on time. Like that. Beside that, it's like 10 out of 10. Perfect.
10 out of 10, perfect. So, I mean, word to the newer players, if they have not been, they have not been playing Triton ONE, what do you have to say to them?
I think you just can get lucky like me. The pro just, I don't know. Maybe you should try. I think everyone should try. Yeah.
All right, everyone should try out Triton ONE. Right, perfect. So, all right, Austin, what is next for you? You've got the high roller title. What is next for you?
I'm playing the Triton, maybe, the next few days.
What's your aim in that? What's your aim in the main series?
I don't know. I got what I want, but I'm quite chill, to be honest. Quite chill.
Okay, perfect. All right, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our 15K high roller champion. I'd like to invite our TD Sunny onto the stage to hand out Austin's award. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our champion, Austin Ang. All right.